It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not right.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me.
Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show, and till then, his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive better more than no proof. I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded him. What is a star like under the city? The driver's side fly, Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch on YouTube with me for free. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on a hump day.
On a hump day.
How are you, man?
I'm good. Little action last night. Caught me off guard. Had a bowl game.
There was a bowl game last night?
Yep. The Frisco Bowl.
The Frisco Smoothie Bowl?
No, it's not smoothie anymore.
What is it?
I don't know, but here's the kicker. The Frisco Bowl is not in San Francisco. It's in Texas. I was like, what? I'm like, Frisco. I forgot that, we use nicknames for places, but that's not a real place. Frisco is in Texas.
Huh. All right. Well,
What
who
is
won?
it? Frisco. It was Miami of Ohio against, I want to say West Virginia?
West Virginia.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The
So
oval hit.
what was it? The Frisco. Oh, the overhit. Oh my God. It was 28-17 at halftime. I thought the game was over.
Not over hit.
Yeah, it did. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. It was, oh my goodness, there's so many bowls.
I wouldn't have even known to gamble on it. I didn't know. I thought everything was dark yesterday except for the NBA Cup. I thought that was the only thing going.
Nah, they don't mess around with that. Oh, that's basketball. Like, goodness. I don't, hold on. Here we go.
Hmm?
Bowl games. It was Memphis
Versus,
Memphis against West Virginia in the Frisco Bowl.
Scooter's
Yeah,
Coffee
Frisco-
Frisco Bowl.
Scooter's Coffee. Yeah.
What a debut. There
Yep.
we go. Big money.
Yeah, that wasn't even the first bowl game.
All right. Well, we don't have to look up the one before.
No,
that.
it was on Salutes to Veterans Bowl, South Alabama against Western Michigan.
Oh, all right. Did they like play on a naval ship?
There's no room, dude.
I'm just joke, dude.
I know, but dude, if they tried to put a football game on there, you'd be in.
Maybe. Well, remember the one that was the Bahamas Bowl at Marlins Park the first time? Wasn't there a huge brawl there?
I don't know, but it's weird playing in the base. Remember they did one in Soldier Field and both teams had to go the same direction?
Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field. Like,
Yeah.
come on. What are we doing? If your ballpark is not big enough to have guys go both ways and play a regular football game, then it's not a scrimmage. Let's go.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. The Panthers close out their road trip tonight against the Minnesota Wild. 9:30 puck drop for the Cats tonight. Minnesota, very good, second in the West. So that is a nice little challenge to end their trip. They'll try and finish at 3-2 after winning the Cup rematch on Monday.
I had never, believe it or not, that's one of the few things that I never went to.
Were they there yet? I feel like Minnesota Wilds are fairly new. Weren't they the North Stars and they lost them
They
to
were in
Dallas and then
Dallas.
they came back?
Yeah. So I'm not sure if they were there while I was there.
Yeah, they might not have been there.
It might have been Dallas, right?
Hockey's done that. They've done the Cleveland Browns more than a couple times where it's like, we lost you, but we're coming back.
Right.
They did that with Winnipeg. Winnipeg was the Thrashers. Who Who the hell did the Whalers become? Carolina?
I think the Whalers became Carolina. Was it Carolina?
I think they became Carolina. I don't think the Whalers have been back though. Maybe if they expand, if they go again, they'll go to the Whalers.
Well, they just expanded.
That's fair.
So clearly the Whalers ain't.
Hartford is not bringing is bringing a team back.
I mean, first of all,
great jersey.
It's not. I used to think that maybe it was a Canadian sport, but y'all haven't won the Stanley Cup in a while.
No, it's our sport now, dude.
Well, think about this: when they brought Canadian football down here for a year, maybe a couple of years. You don't remember that, do you?
No, you told me about it.
They had about 6 teams in the U.S. They had California, they had Baltimore, and they had a couple of other places. And Baltimore won the Grey Cup the year before we went to Baltimore. So they thought we won the Grey Cup when we went there. It was great. It was great.
Great welcome.
Yeah.
The Bucks, they win the NBA Cup. They beat the Thunder 97-81. Thunder couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Giannis.
Man, let me tell you, I know what that looks like. We know what that looks like. Don't we? We know what that looks like. Oh, yeah. Like, oh, my goodness. Nobody can make anything. It was like, you ever watch a game and, like, there's a lot of energy, excitement, or whatever, and then one team's playing so bad you just feel bad for them.
Yeah, it was.
It was bad because they're not that bad. They are a really good team.
They're a good team. They're going to be here, and then the thing that scares me about it is they're coming here on Friday. I fully expect them to shoot like 60% from 3.
Oh my goodness!
Not necessarily.
They don't shoot the 3 well.
It doesn't matter. It'll work.
That's like a young team that had too much fun in Las Vegas.
Hey, neither does Detroit. They just shot 50% against the Heat from 3.
Is that unbelievable? Like, I don't know what it is that everybody get their 3-point on when they play the Heat.
Giannis,
I don't know if you're a team that lost. Going from Vegas to Miami is kind of a. It's not a bad. It's not a bad game.
Extended vacation.
Think about it. If you're in Vegas, them young boys look like they were in Vegas 2 more days than they were supposed to be.
But wait,
and
then they got a 3-day break. So are they gonna do it in Vegas?
They had like 2. Yeah, they had how many breaks they had? They had 2 days before
Saturday to Tuesday.
Right.
Tuesday.
Hold on. No, they had 2 days before that. From the quarterfinal to the semi.
No, they played on. Didn't they play the quarterfinals on Saturday?
They played the semis on Saturday. They played the
quarters were what, last Tuesday?
Yeah, they played the quarters last Tuesday. So think about it. They literally had 3 days before they had a hit to go to Vegas. Then another extra 3 days in Vegas, and then they got 2 more days before they got to hit Miami.
They in that NBA.
They
on that NFL schedule.
They are.
Yeah, because you're going to.
Yeah, but hey, 3 days, Jimmy.
3-day Jimmy.
And 3 days, Miami.
Wait, if that's not an indication of what 35 looks like.
Yep, 100%.
Okay, so
I mean, it's not many things where you can put Giannis' stat line up and be like, yeah, Jimmy's was better the other day.
Right, yeah. Oh, a lot. I mean, holy smoke.
Giannis put up 26, 19, 10, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Jimmy's like, I did better than that.
No, he didn't. His team won.
Well, it's not his fault. He was actually going up against a team that could shoot the basketball. Damian Lillard. I wish him no. It's true though. I mean, like,
don't act like the Pistons are way better than the Thunder.
I didn't say that. I just said he went up against a team that could actually shoot the basketball. Like, that's the truth. Damian Lillard.
Hey, Vlad, you just keep it moving, brother.
It's the facts. I'm not statistically saying anything inaccurate. Damian Lillard. Bit much with that trophy, huh? Like, it's a little embarrassing, the NBA Cup. That's how you act.
Can I just tell you?
I mean, I guess it is the biggest trophy that he's won since the Olympics, but
Let me explain something. Let me explain something to you.
Bit much.
When you're a competitor, whenever you win something, it's celebrated. Like,
why did Doc Rivers not allow them to spray champagne?
Okay, well that's him. The club is right around the corner. Like, what are you talking about? Because he said, we don't want to make a spectacle of this and put it on TV. So y'all go do what y'all do.
We don't want to look like the Lakers did last year.
Hold on. I want to be fair and balanced here. Tobin?
Yeah.
If the Miami Heat won the NBA Cup,
he'd be banging pots and pans up in here today.
Pots and
Your
pans.
real-
Wait,
Tobin,
Pots and
your
pans.
real reaction, Tobin. Your real reaction.
That's
How
nice.
would you feel?
No, you would. Oh my.
That's nice.
No.
Good for Jaime.
Wait, no. Wait, let me do it. So the Miami Heat just win the cup or whatever they call it. Dude, you're on notice. The league is on notice. Did you see what Jimmy Butler did? Did you see? Oh,
It's a fun thing. I'm not hating on it. It's a nice thing, but let's not be
you're-
silly.
you're
It being
down.
over. It's
Wait.
This one you said you wanted to go to Vegas this year.
I
Like, you
said it would have
wanted
been a nice thing. Well, listen, Eric Spoelstra blew it for us, so what can I say? He blew the NBA Cup, so I can't really.
Hey,
What am I going to do? I'm going to throw Spo under the bus? Like he doesn't know how many timeouts he's supposed to have.
let me explain. When you're a competitor, if there's any type of hardware at the end of a game, right? You celebrate it. What about all these teams that's gonna play these bowl games that, right? They ain't gonna even, they're not even close to the national championship.
Well, the Pop
Right?
Tart, I mean, that's a beautiful trophy. You got to celebrate something like that. It's an actual toaster.
Yeah, but you know what else they celebrating? That 514K.
You think?
Yes,
Dame?
dude. I don't care how much money you got. When you get the check for 514,000, you don't just throw it on the side. You're like, oh, now I can do some stuff.
Why you think the young
Okay, you
the
already
other
said the
you,
tax
you think the other Antetokounmpo brother is going to get that money?
I don't know. I think he.
Is that why he was cheering so hard?
I mean, he was close.
It's a
I was
million.
hey, Vlad, I was telling Tobin, he was closer in the game than Doc.
He's very invested.
They need him there. That's the only way Giannis will play good.
I mean, he was that look pointing at him. You know what I mean? Good job. Who's coaching Giannis?
I think if Giannis had his way, he would have Thanasis coach him.
Isn't Thanasis younger?
I have no idea.
I always screw that up because I think I used to think Thanasis, he looks older, but I think he's younger.
I think he's a year older.
Okay.
He's 32. How old is Giannis? Giannis 31? Yeah, he's older than Giannis by a couple of years. He's his older brother.
Okay. But I'm like, yeah, man. It was, by the way, I don't care. Like when you win something, right? Especially think about this. This is the more important thing about what happened to Milwaukee. The way they started and the way they've been playing basketball the last couple of weeks, right? Now, that's something to build on. The money and the cup is fine, but just to see it all come together when the stakes are high. You see?
Yeah, they've been playing great. I mean, Giannis is having an MVP season. He probably is the MVP so far this season.
My goodness.
It really didn't work out for the Lakers that well last season, though.
It didn't.
Yeah,
but I mean, they're led by the old. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Well,
no, Milwaukee's the oldest team.
No, but
that's because of Brook Lopez.
But the oldest of this was supposed to be a precursor of what the postseason would look like, so that they're able to be able to perform.
I mean,
and they did it. They lost in 5 games to Denver. So
it's it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing. I just think, I mean, Damian Lillard,
but that's
like you've been there before.
Wait, you are trying to diminish something that your team was not involved in.
Because Spo forgot how many timeouts there were, though.
But that's it. For whatever reason, that's why you're diminishing it.
I'm not diminishing it. I'm just saying,
you're shrugging it off.
Much.
Whatevs.
That's what he came there for.
Look, you know what he sounds like, Vlad? I didn't want that stinking trophy anyway. You see what happened to the Lakers last year? Look, he went through all the stuff. Look.
Do I have ill feelings about positive things for Damian Lillard? Perhaps.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's not a Heat?
Yeah, of course,
dude. We had to shoot him with.
But I thought you were over it. Didn't you get tranquilized for that?
No, it doesn't matter.
That's not what I got tranquilized over. I got tranquilized for too many rumors overload. It's okay though. I've moved on. I know what my pivot is.
Yeah. Okay.
I already know what your pivot is.
I already know what my pivot is. But we'll get to it a little bit later. What else we got for headlines? Oh, man, we got to get to. There were a bevy of changes for bums yesterday. We'll get to that coming up in the NFL. Take a break. Back after this.
WQAM.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy.
I'm going at it with Smeathan. He's an idiot. He said they got paid $514,000. That's a pay cut for Dame.
For Dame, it is.
Okay, but
it's an extra game, so technically it is a pay cut.
No. They don't get paid. They still get the same money, though. So
not for the extra game, they don't.
Huh?
Not for the extra game, they don't. It's an extra game.
He still gets his salary.
Yeah, he gets his salary, but technically, Schmeathan is right. If you're talking about it, if you're talking about the game he played yesterday, it was a pay cut.
Okay, so if they win the NBA Finals, they get anywhere from $500,000 to $800,000. They're gonna play at a minimum 16 more games. So, like, what are we doing? You think they thinking about? Oh, I make 660 now. I'm only gonna make 50,000.
I'm just
they get an extra $1 million.
I'm just telling you, he's technically right. It's a pay cut from his normal salary.
It is.
Okay.
You know,
there's really no arguing about it. It is a pay cut from his regular.
That man
salary.
makes a lot of money. Deserved.
Now,
he's got a great career.
Now, if you want to say that there's a prize, so if you're a competitor, you want to win a prize. Yes, you're going to play. That's it.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to, but he's right. It's a pay cut.
They're only playing for like 40,000-50,000 in the playoffs.
He's going to get paid more on Saturday against the Pistons than he did for that game winning the NBA Cup.
But again, they're gonna play for 40 or 50,000 to try to win the championship. So that's a way even more. I mean, if you're thinking about it like that, my whole point is they're not thinking about it like that. They're competitors.
You're boxed in, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever. Oh my God. This is.
Speaking of bums who make a lot of money, Raheem Morris, he's benching Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
Michael Penix Jr. is going to get the start for the remainder of the season for the Falcons.
You know why? Kirk Cousins can't move.
Kirk Cousins looks terrible.
He can't.
He moves worse than Aaron.
He can't. Right. Like they had the same injury. Right. He can't move. So, yeah.
Hey, no, not Kurt. Listen.
They gave him a hundy.
That's it. That's all you got. That's all you got to say, Tobin. They gave that man a hundy. He's a hundo.
That guy has made more guaranteed
396
money than anybody in the history of the NFL.
396 without a weapon, without even any arsenal, any machinery, nothing.
Just that dude has made more money for. That guy has more money for the Cousins family tree now because what does he do? I mean, like, first of all, he's going discounts on Cole Bucks. We've all seen the QB show. I mean, this guy, this is ridiculous how much money this guy has made.
He swag swerved this way into $100 million.
It's unbelievable.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? But
you know what? Give the Falcons general manager credit because everybody was questioning why they drafted a quarterback in the first round with that pick. Now you see why.
But do you get this kind of? Can I ask a question though? This kind of go.
Kirk Cousins first.
Yeah, this is the thing that I would say. This goes to the San Francisco model where it's like, man, give San Francisco credit. They found Brock Purdy. It's like, yeah, they also drafted Trey Lance at 3.
Yeah, you
so like, but you messed up with $100 million.
A lot of people mess up. Hey, Denver messed up with $183 million. Look at them now.
Can we think of it this way?
That guy got fired though.
Can we think of it this way? How much for the teams winning the division have they paid for their starting quarterback?
How much is they what?
How much money have the teams so we're talking about Josh Allen, we're talking about Lamar Jackson, we're talking about all the teams that are fighting for a playoff spot. How much are they paying? They're paying 40-50 million for their quarterback. Well, so are Atlanta. They're just doing it with 2 guys.
Okay, dude.
You
guys are trying to give Atlanta a pass for blowing $100 million? I don't understand this.
No. But what I'm saying is that they haven't really strapped themselves at that position when the going rate is 40, 50 million.
But they also could have just like not paid him that, and they would have had more money for more stuff.
They got him first.
I don't know if they knew.
The draft.
Right. They didn't know if they were going to
They
draft.
didn't know, right. You don't know what's going to happen during the draft.
What kind of planning is that?
Wait, you think they could have anticipated being able to draft a quarterback in that draft?
If you liked a quarterback like that, you could have planned to go get the quarterback.
And then if it didn't work, then you're screwed.
Are you? Hold on. Are you screwed for not paying? Kirk Cousins went a month without throwing a touchdown, Leroy. He's been that bad.
No, we're playing the result.
I don't understand how you guys can defend.
Here's what I'm saying. When before the draft and all that stuff, they said, hey, let's go get Kirk Cousins. Here's what it's going to cost us. Right? Okay, fine. They did basically the same thing that the Jets did with Aaron Rodgers. They didn't care about how old he was, how banged up he was. They didn't care. Okay? They said, that's who we want. So they got him. Now they get into the draft. They go, we got a chance to get Penix, right? Okay, let's get him. That'll be our future. Like, I don't see how now the Kirk Cousins thing isn't working out, but he's still their young guy, got an opportunity to not be thrown in the fire right away.
Yeah, but like by the end of the season, like I'm pretty sure when they made that move, all things being ideal, you're probably anticipating, hey, Kirk Cousins is going to play 2 years because we paid him that much money.
Absolutely.
And then getting to Penix. He's just an anchor now.
Absolutely.
So it's just a bad deal. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not like you signed a safety blanket. You would have been just the same, basically signing Gardner Minshew.
No, all right. We're playing the result, but we didn't know all of this was going to play out beforehand. When they signed Kirk Cousins, they thought, yes, he'll be our quarterback for a couple of years. Okay. Then when the draft came up, they go, hey, let's get a guy for our future. Now, the situation didn't play out like they had planned, but they got a guy for their future. If they hadn't done that, they would be in no man's land right now.
I find it weird I find it strange that you defend this, but you rip the Jets all year for expecting Aaron Rodgers to be that at that age with that injury when Kirk Cousins is also old with that injury.
No,
Aaron has better numbers.
I did not expect Kirk Cousins to light the world on fire. I didn't. All I'm saying is from the perspective of the Atlanta Falcons, they got a solid backup plan, even if they didn't foresee it happening like this. So they drafted a quarterback. They still have a quarterback at cheap. He's not getting a boatload of money this year. The money you have invested at the quarterback position is still less than most teams. And now you have a guy that can come in and play and be the future of your team. If they had not done one or the other in this specific case, if they had not brought in Kirk Cousins and not had a quarterback, there's no guarantee that Penix would have been available. They would have maybe, to get a quarterback, have to trade assets and picks and all that. Maybe they didn't want to do that. And they ended up being able to draft a quarterback and set themselves up for the future.
Yeah, but like it's one of these things. It's kind of like if I were to look at the Heat, right? And it'd be like, wow, the Heat they sunk a first-round pick and they're paying $27 million to Terry Rozier, but it's okay because Drew Smith is playing really well. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really vibe with, like, you still made a pretty catastrophic mistake in giving a guy with one leg $100 million. You can say it's no big deal because everybody else spends a lot of money on their quarterback, but like, you're still you could, it's a salary cap sport. You could still allocate that money somewhere. And when you whiff on money like that, it does cost your team.
Here's the deal. And here's where I'm with you. I can rip the Falcons for this. Giving an old quarterback off of that injury, that amount of money, I don't think anybody else would have given him that money. Right? But the fact of the matter is that where they are now, it's almost if they knew this wasn't going to last long. So, yeah, you're right in that they gave an old guy a bunch of money with an Achilles, and he looks like an old guy on an Achilles, but they have their future.
It's like you drove the Cybertruck off the lot and you're like, I look ridiculous in this thing, but too late. I bought it.
Pretty much.
I'm going to just stick with my regular car.
But they did have a backup plan. So when the draft hit and they had an opportunity to get Penix, they got him.
Dade South says he's Kirkland's cousins now.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
But that's, it's not like, yeah, in a perfect world, this is not how anybody would have saw this playing out. But the other thing you have to look at is that they can win the division. And they're putting their quarterback in there not to see what to win. Because they can win their division.
Well, yeah, because the guy that they gave $100 million to sucks.
Yes. Correct. Falcons outbidded themselves.
Take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this. Welcome back. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. I want to tell you guys, man, it's the holiday season.
That time of year. It's
Got
that
holiday-
time of year.
Got holiday parties coming on up. You want your wardrobe looking right. You got the family dinners looking at. You want to be spruced up. Make sure before you do that, you send your dry cleaning over to A&T Dry Cleaners. 40 years in South Florida, owned and run, Leroy.
Yep. And if you call right now, he has a special deal for our audience. Just mention Tobin and Leroy, and you'll get a 25% discount off your order. That's right. 25% off. They have a seamstress on site who can do same day alterations, but you have to give Ara a call, 954-610-9383. They'll give you an idea of how long it would take. Usually it takes a day for something quick. If it takes a little bit longer, that's fine. They can do everything. They serve all of South Florida, Dade, Broward, and Southern Palm Beaches. Again, text them 954-610-9383. And don't forget to mention us. Get that 25% off. Tobin, I know you got that suit. You got that suit ready.
Got that suit. We got
did you have to get your shirt or those shorts taken in? I'm gonna see him tomorrow. We're gonna see him tomorrow.
You picture me like D Wade, like wearing the suit shorts? That's what you that's how you picture me?
Hey. He can fix your short set now.
He could.
He can fix you up. He can fix you up.
All right, I need my D Wade suit tailored.
Yeah, I actually have some pants. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow because he'll be in. Right?
Yeah, man. So you got all that coming up. We got the holidays, some concerts going on right now. If your kids are getting something done, A&T Dry Cleaners, check them on out. 954-610-9383. I have spent the morning trying to scout. I'm a scout, you know. And so what I'm trying to do is I've learned of this quarterback the Canes are after in the transfer portal.
Washington State again, right?
Yeah. Daniels, but strangely can run.
Here's the kicker, though.
Hmm?
Here's how I look at things now. Right? Oklahoma is his, I guess that they're number one on list.
I think it's top choice. I think they have his former OC there.
Right. Okay. So how much money? You're right, Vlad. That's where I'm going. How much money is Oklahoma going to give him? How much is Miami going to give him? Now,
don't pull up Florida State. That's all you got to know.
Right.
If you learn, you don't want to pull a Florida State. If you got to pay for that quarterback, you're going to have to.
Look at what Michigan did. Michigan learned.
He apparently turned down 7 figures to stay at Washington State. He's like, nah, I'm not staying for 7 figures. So yeah, Oklahoma's apparently they're apparently the lead dog here. But
how much money does Oklahoma have?
I don't know. I would imagine a lot.
I would imagine
a lot. Good old JR.
But you also know
Cam Ward.
Exactly.
Cam Ward, former teammate.
And that's the selling point. The selling point is, hey,
immediate.
Hey, if you go to Oklahoma, are we gonna see you on that Saturday at the Heisman? Look what we did for him.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 pick. He's gonna be a top 5 pick.
Interesting.
I'm not. This is what I'm saying about Miami. Now I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. We're gonna give you enough money, right? But look at our track record. Same quarterback from Washington State came here, Heisman Trophy finalist.
Got to think
Norman.
That at Oklahoma? Can you do that in Norman?
Yeah,
or Miami. That's it. It's Norman versus Miami. That's it.
I think he's also Norman's gonna have to offer. You would think listen, you got the in with the coach, but they're gonna have to I think the first visits for him. This is John Mateer is the guy's name. So if it's you got to think the coach is gonna be like, all right, we're gonna have to throw a big check because I don't want him going to Coral Gables. You just see a tumbleweed.
You know what? You know what this has the makings of? This has the makings of Deshaun Watson. Right? Not saying it's gonna play out that way, but in order for Cleveland to keep Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, they had to offer a ridiculous amount because all the other teams looked more appealing at the time. Right? So Norman versus Miami, in order for Norman to get him out of Miami, They're gonna have to pay
Yeah,
a premium.
they're gonna have to give him at least $3 to $5 million.
Wait, we got another one. I didn't even think of this.
What's that?
Hey, if we give you $5 million, there's no state tax.
That's right. Well, does Oklahoma have state tax?
Yes.
$5 million.
I have no idea. I don't know what Oklahoma's tax rules are.
There's only like 3
the
states that don't. I don't think Texas has state tax.
Texas doesn't. Vegas
Texas doesn't have
Vegas
it.
doesn't.
Well, Vegas is the state. Nevada.
I look. But if you're telling me $5 million and the booby trap, I'm in.
So that's the one you're going with, booby trap.
So
$5 million and the booby trap. What does Norman have? Norman doesn't have booby trap like this.
They got buggy trap. Buggy trap.
Come on, man. Come on.
Horse and buggy. So yeah. So listen, they can get them away from Norman, because all I got to do is show them the track record. Now, here's the kicker with Oklahoma. Here's what Oklahoma could say.
Oklahoma does have a tax. There's only 9 states with no tax: Alaska, New Hampshire, Texas, Florida, South Dakota, Washington, Nevada, Tennessee, Wyoming. You gotta love Nevada. All the gambling, there's no state tax. Gotta love it.
Get all the money from the gambling.
Yep.
So here's the deal. Now, here's, if I'm Oklahoma, what I'm saying. We're going to give you more than Washington State was going to give you. I said, but do you want to go to the ACC and get screwed at the end of the year and not be able to play on the highest stage? Or do you want to come here at a known powerhouse, even though we haven't been that in a while, a named school, and soon as we get anywhere close to it, you're going to have a chance?
Hold on.
But you also have to feel like they actually have a chance. Like, can Oklahoma stack
That's what I was about to say. Like,
again, we're going with selling points.
I get you.
Going into it, because guess what? An average SEC school they're not in the ACC. They're in the
SEC.
They're in the SEC.
Yeah.
An average SEC school can get in, and an exceptional ACC school might not. Right?
This is what I say. I say we got Munyon, we got Astron, we got a big ass O-line, we got Cam Ward in the ear. We see that big leap that he took from the Cougs to the Canes. We just can't. We just can't let him throw that Sooner money all crazy if he gets there first.
Hey, the other thing they could sell is Washington, Oklahoma. Not that far a trip. Washington to Miami.
That's a good trip. That's a great trip.
I'm not saying. I'm just. Hey, all I'm saying, if you got mom and them nearby.
Well, right? Yeah, I think he's from Little Elm, Texas.
Right. So
it's only a 2.5-hour flight.
To where?
But so Miami.
You don't know what part of Texas. You know how big Texas is, dude.
I don't know how far Little Elm is.
Little Elm?
Where's Little?
Wait, first
doesn't
of all,
even sound like a real place.
It ain't Houston, knucklehead. Where's Little Elm? Where's Little Elm? You had already made an assumption. It could be closer to Nevada.
Little Elm, Texas on a map. Let's see.
All right, Little Elm, Texas is only 48 minutes away from Dallas.
It's from Dallas. It's like Dallas, which is.
So how many hours is Dallas from Miami?
It's a
2.5.
No, it's not.
2.5, 3 hours.
No, it's not.
You lose. Remember, you gain an hour.
No, it's still. Just because the time change don't mean the flight time. Oh my goodness!
Whatever.
You know, the flight time is the flight time. I don't care what time. Tobin, we about to have one. I almost kicked your ass in the airport over there.
Listen, Central Time screws me up, dude. Don't talk to me about that.
The flight time don't change because the time on where you flying changes.
D. Smith says Nevin Shapiro is out. Maybe he can broker a deal. Can I ask a question? Why the hell? Why did Nevin?
That is right. 2 hours and 40 minutes nonstop from Little M to Miami, because you're gonna have to take DFW.
Of course.
So
and how long to Oklahoma? Probably a 2.5-hour road trip.
It might be another 2.5 hours.
But let me ask you this: why the hell did Nevin Shapiro get pardoned? I was like, what? Why is he? Like that was the strangest headline that came over TMZ is that the president pardoned Nevin Shapiro.
That was weird.
I was like, wait, why? There had to be some kind of. I mean, there's got to be somebody who knows somebody, but I just found that very, very odd. What the hell was going on there?
Because of what he got in trouble with is legal. Oh,
Is
no,
it?
he got no.
It was,
not
like it was like a $300 million Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, ooh, I don't know.
Shapiro, by the way, didn't Shapiro say he said that the Giants were going to hire the Canes OC? That's what he said. They're going to after they draft Cam Ward, they're going to hire Dawson. See, if they lose Dawson, that to me is like but if they keep Dawson, Cam Ward will be like, come on, baby, you saw what he did for me. Come on. I don't know.
There's
I like
a lot
this
of things that have to happen for this to work, because that would kind of suck if the Giants draft Cam Ward and then take the OC. But here's the other problem. The other problem with the Giants is, do you want to be a first round pick and end up in the Florida?
Man, I don't know. I
mean, when was the last Eli Manning?
Yeah, Eli.
I mean,
wait. Last what?
Mark Sanchez has some success
Last
with
what?
the Jets.
Wait. Last what?
Quarterback in New York.
Should be to work out for the Giants.
Daniel Jones. Where you want to be Daniel Jones?
No, we're talking about that worked out.
And was Daniel Jones ever loved as a New York quarterback?
Nope.
Not really.
Nope. They love Saquon Barkley, and he was a product of having Saquon Barkley behind him. And the Giants didn't even realize that.
Wild. Somebody says it's his relationship with the Miami AD. She's close to Biden. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Shalala, the former AD.
Yeah.
The former president.
Yep. Who wanted nothing to do with Nevin Shapiro, and now all of a sudden she's speaking on his behalf.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, that sounds crazy, right?
And she's no longer with us, right?
No,
She's no longer with the school. Is the Shalala still alive?
Oh, you can't say that. That's not what that means. She's no longer with us. Not, you know what that means. Like,
she's 83. Like, it was a fair question. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Tobin tried to save it. It was the way he tried to save it, right? Yeah, she's no longer.
I apologize. I apologize.
She's no longer the president of the school, right? No, bro.
No, that's not. No.
All right, I thought she was gone. I apologize. I thought Shalala was gone for a second. I knew it.
You tried
For two presidents.
So subtly. No.
Yeah.
No.
He tried to kick that leg out and save the puck on the other side of the net.
He tried to do a kick save and a beauty, but the puck was already past you, buddy.
I apologize. Shalala. I apologize. But you did look really happy looking at that bowling alley check.
Oh, yeah.
Take a break. Howard 2 is next.
Time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. And go to hell. To Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai models in inventory like the Tucson, the Sonata, and the Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Panthers will close out their road trip tonight against the Minnesota Wild. 9:30 puck drop. Panthers preview at 9 on WQAM. Lots of QB changes coming for Week 16. We talked about the Falcons moving on to Michael Penix. They're benching Kirk Cousins. The Browns are going to start Dorian Thompson-Robinson at QB instead of Jameis. Was Jameis hurt or is that performance-based? All right, well, I guess I got my answer.
Hey, it was Jameis being Jameis.
That was the shortest lived beloved character of all time.
But he's so talented. And you see him have these moments, and everybody thinks that they can put him in the right frame of mind to get him, to play the game. I think James's problem is he's a gunslinger. He wants to sling the ball. But as I was telling you, and I tell you this all the time, sometimes you have to play and win the game in front of you. Like there's so many guys that are 12 or 15 for 120 yards and their team wins running away, right? But here's the problem you have in sports. There's guys who are secure in their job. So if Patrick Mahomes goes 12 for 15, nobody cares, right? But if a quarterback who's trying to get his goes 12 and 15, everybody thinks, why the hell we give him $40, $50 million?
Right.
And so they try to force the issue. And I think you have to get to a place where you are comfortable with just playing the position and winning the game that's in front of you. And it's hard for guys to do. It's hard for a guy to go into a game as a quarterback, the way people talk about quarterbacks, and be 20 of 22 for 200 yards. And all you did was throw check downs and a couple of 5 or 10 yarders. But you win the game. See, we do that as fans. First thing we do is look at the stat line. So when players start responding like this, and I think this may be one of those cases where he's trying to show that he can be elite with all these other guys, but not like that.
Too much.
Too much. You can't force something that's not there. Now, granted, there's a time and place. There's a time and place where it's 4th and 17 at the end of the game. You better not throw a damn 10-yard pass. We understand that. But sometimes he gets lost in how he wants to play instead of what and how he is required to play on that day.
The Titans are also going to bench Will Levis, most likely for Mason Rudolph.
Wow.
Is there a worse break the Dolphins have gotten this year than Will Levis getting hurt in their game and Mason Rudolph got to play? Will Levis started that game awful.
Damn, they've owned you 2 years. They've been the source of your misery for 2 years.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Has anybody beaten the Titans? Have the Titans beaten anybody else for 2 straight years?
Nope.
Maybe the Jaguars. Maybe. The non-divisional opponent, that's got to be the only team. Crazy. Yep. So a lot of benchings happening around. Miami Heat have another day of practice off. Interesting.
Oh, they off today?
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
It is Wednesday, Tobin. They don't really have to take the court until tomorrow and get ready for
A little extra day off or an extra day to make something happen. We'll find out.
What do you mean happen?
I don't know. What do you mean?
I didn't ask. That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I just found it a little surprising. They had yesterday off. You know, you traveled back. You figured you get back on the court. You know, maybe get Khalil Ware some reps. You know, he never gets playing games. Instead, they took a little extra day off. Take 2 days off in a row.
The old need rest, man.
Kevin Love does need rest. He looked like he needed the ice after Duran.
Can I just say this?
Yeah.
And I'm only referring to my own personal career. I rested a whole summer and was ready to get back into it and was still walking with a limp. Sometimes time, there ain't enough time.
Time doesn't heal all wounds?
Hell no.
But time wounds will heal.
How long have we been doing this show?
Pushing 9 years, 8 years, 9 years.
And how many surgeries have you just witnessed me go through? Just in those years?
4.
Okay. Time. Time. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's fair.
So
you witnessed me go through Deadfoot.
No, Vlad, just let it go.
-1.
Tyreek Hill's up tweeting.
You like he ain't got nothing to do. So he's up.
Did the phone take his hands and just told him to type, or did he actually do it this time?
He said, "It's time for me to go, coach." Then he tweets, "I might get my first gray hair this year." That's it. That's from your number 1 receiver, Tyreek Hill, today. I don't know what it's time for me to go, coach, is supposed to be. I don't know if that means he's excited to go play, if it's time for him to head out. I don't know what to make of it. He's a troll. Do with it what you will. He says things.
It's 3 years. It's about to expire.
Oh, that's what you think? 3 years?
It's about to. I said it this year. I said that going into the season, there's 2 players who have contract or going to have contract issues or talks, and they might make us think about it, but there's definitely going to be talked about. Miami decided to take care of Tyreek. The other person was Jimmy in the Heat. Miami decided to take care of Tyreek and decided to take care of everybody else. This season happened. Everybody's on the foreman next year.
I think you're gonna.
And you might have to move. You might have to move. Daggle a piece. You might have to move a
For
piece
sure.
from that.
Here's what you need.
One.
Here's what you need to determine at the end of this season. Okay, we can trade some pieces for some draft picks and prospects, right? But based on how the drafts have gone, do you want this team built the same way it's been built?
This is what I want. I want.
You understand what I'm saying?
Of course,
So if you see. And this will be the telling part of this whole thing. If you see Grier making moves after the season and doing some of the things that we think may happen, then you know he'll be here, because they're not going to let him make the moves and then not be here.
Well, here's a question. End of the year, is he giving a speech or are they moving on? Because if he's giving the end of the year speech,
the end of the year press conference.
Yeah,
that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing, because he could really say, "Well, I haven't talked to. We're gonna have a sit down and we're gonna talk about the future and whatever."
It would be fascinating. Like I think that Stephen Ross has done himself a lot of good not talking over recent years because he typically steps in it. But it would be fascinating to hear from him this year. It would be. I don't know if he will. Probably not. But I think this would be a good year to hear. I guess the only way you'd probably hear from him is if he fired Chris Grier, right? That'd be the only time or scenario where the owner would actually speak about it. But I think this would actually be a pretty fascinating year to hear from Stephen Ross. I don't know.
No, because the only reason I would want to hear from him is if he's making changes. If not, let your people talk for you. Because here's what he means well. We all know he means well. But in his excitement to kind of appease the fans and the people that he's talking to, they'll ask him a question that he'll try to appease everybody instead of answer. And then he steps in it. It's not a situation that he doesn't mean well. I just think that he wants this team to do so. He wants his team to do good. He's willing to do whatever it takes. He wants it to happen in a timely manner, right? And so he's not the kind of person that's going to get up there and said, look, I've seen this long enough. He's not that person. And that's what people want to hear. And if you're not going to be that way because that's not who you are, then don't say anything.
Schmeathan said, did Leroy just say that Stephen Ross's heart was in the right place? His heart was in the right place.
Dude, he spent, you guys have to be kidding me. You have an owner that has spent so much of his own money on that area.
Wrong, Leroy. That's what they're trying to say.
No.
Let me pull
He did the curse.
Wrong.
No, on the players. But I'm talking about the amount of money he's invested on the team in general.
If Tyreek,
with the stadium, with the area around, that's what I'm talking about. He wants to do well. It's just that sometimes the plan and where this plan is going, right? It's like, guess what? You think that Hard Knocks with the Giants owner in there talking about Saquon Barkley isn't going to get played 1,000,000 times?
Oh, for sure.
That's right.
The streets do need a body. Do you think that if Tyreek Hill is kind of lashing out here, and I don't think that he is, but if he is saying, hey, it's time for me to go, what's the best fat guy we can get for him in the middle of the line? Could anybody trade me the best guard ever for this guy? Can you trade me a mauler for him?
Let me explain something to you. And this can't be more accurate than anything. Anybody that is going to give up their guard is going to give up their guard or their lineman for draft picks because they're going to rebuild. You understand? So they're definitely not going to trade a wide receiver for a guard. Second, have you seen offensive line play? If you got a good guard or a good center, you ain't giving him up.
Someone's got to have an extra guard laying around.
Here's how it has to work. You have to build your offensive line through the draft. Don't try to go pick up somebody. Don't go try to pick up somebody else's stuff.
He's so bad at it, Leroy. I can't trust him.
We already had. This was our first conversation. You understand? Dude, you can't. Dude, how often have you signed a guy? We signed this guy from this team. We signed this guy. Oh, it worked out. Ain't nobody giving up no damn offensive lineman. You see how hard it is to get good offensive line?
He was the number one player. Nobody will give up one guard. I can't get one guard for Tyreek Hill in the entire league. There's not one decent guard.
Let me tell you
how crazy this sounds.
Because without the guard, Tyreek can't eat.
Yes.
So
offensive linemen are like,
why would you give up the guard for Tyreek to eat when?
Nah, you're not getting. Listen, Tobin.
You know who was a good guard?
Who?
And let's think this out. If Robert Hunt is getting $100 million,
Yeah,
How much does the league value guards?
a lot.
And you
The
think
league
you're just gonna go give up Tyreek or trade somebody and just get one of that caliber?
What about
No,
Ramsey?
nobody's giving them up. You got to do it through the draft.
Somebody's at somewhere in the league. Someone's got to have a plethora. Like
No,
someone does.
No, it's
No.
Somebody's got to.
Tobin.
You don't
And
think
you know what's
Harbaugh? Hold on. Harbaugh's got Lad McConkey. He's got to have like 9 guards. You don't think that Harbaugh's got an extra guard to shake loose?
He's not going to
know
give
why?
him up.
You know why? Did you see what kind of football they play?
But maybe you want to open it up a little. Maybe give
that
us a
means-
guard.
In fact,
No.
he want to play 4 guards. That's what kind of
You
football
know
he's
who has
playing.
a lot of linemen and don't want to give him up? Your boy, Man Campbell.
No,
Has
Right.
tons of linemen so that he could do creative plays with them.
Right.
He's not giving up any of those guys.
Dude,
He
I'm
loves
telling
that
you,
guy.
What are you talking about?
Tobin,
Do you know how
You-
crazy this sounds?
no,
You know what it is?
it's
I'll tell you.
football. It's football
Oh.
because everybody got caught up on the flash and all this. All the teams that built their team from the inside out are having success. And now you want to just think one of them going to trade one of their good guys to
Give me
you?
guard I'm giving you the cheetah
It doesn't matter. Nobody's giving up their guard.
Doesn't matter,
And-
bro.
And
for the
if somebody
cheetah.
if somebody's giving them up, I'm putting the red flag out.
You think he's a lemon? We got a Eichenberg. We got a
He's not a
Eichenberg.
diamond. I'll tell you this right now. He's not a diamond because nobody's giving up diamonds. And that's what you
Right.
get when you have a
Dude,
grid
see,
lineman,
this is-
guard, or
this is-
tackle. That's a diamond.
This is the biggest misnomer in sports. And what has created this is all of these wide receivers and quarterbacks running and all this stuff. But I will tell you this. If you ask a GM, how do you build a football team? They will all tell you from the inside out.
LOS, line of scrimmage.
Both
inside.
lines of scrimmage, because if you don't have wide receivers and you don't have a valid run, your offense and defensive lines will keep you in every game. It can't be the other way. Tua was taking 3-step drops
Mhm.
and couldn't find a way to throw it because he had people in his face.
Understood. But you realize I'm trading you the cheetah.
I don't
Someone's got to have a fat guy for me.
Dude, you're just being ridiculous. You are.
You can't name me 4
Wait.
guards.
D Sizzle said this is why Tobin, you're not qualified to be a GM.
I think it's a genius move.
No, it's not. Nobody's gonna. First of all, you're gonna want to get one of those offensive linemen from a good team, a team that's had success. You're not gonna go get an offensive lineman from a team that sucked.
You don't think somebody's got like rims on a Hyundai? Like nobody's got anything that
Hey,
they can throw on there?
listen.
Like there's got to be a shining guard on like the Raiders.
This is the best way I could break this down to you, Tobin.
Hmm?
I had a conversation with my boy, right? And he was talking about relationships. He's married, but he has extramarital affairs. And then he looked at his roster. He looked at his roster and he said, the reason why I have many other options is because one is closer to 0. The number one, having one option is closer to 0. That is what offensive linemen are. If you have 1, 2, or 3, you're going to keep them. Even if you have an extra, you're going to keep them because of injuries and everything like that. Nobody's going to willy-nilly give you away an
I'm not willy-nilly though.
lineman
You guys
of
are
quality.
hold on. You guys are understanding. I'm offering you the best player on my team. It's not like I'm
doesn't
saying
matter.
no. That's a ridiculous thing.
Hey,
You can't say if I'm offering Jonnu Smith, okay, you guys are like, no one's going to take your tight end for. If I'm offering you Jalen Waddle or
Tobin.
Tyreek Hill for a
Tobin.
guard, it's
Tobin.
ridiculous to say
Tobin.
no one's going to do that in the league.
Tobin, you do understand, right? That having cheetah is step 3 in the success.
But receivers get paid more than guards, a lot more.
Football's cyclical.
What?
Football's
You
cyclical.
can't just use a big word and then think that's the end of the
No.
argument.
That's a fact. Listen, there was a time where if you didn't have a running back, you couldn't be successful. They got away from that. Then it was, I want the giant wide receivers, 6'3", can run. Then we had that. Now we're back to these small, fast receivers, okay? The football constantly changes and people keep on moving with the times. Now we're looking at all the successful teams in the NFL right now.
They can run the ball.
You may talk about quarterback, you may talk about weapons, but the first thing they talk about is either offense or defensive line.
You're going on with Cleveland, all right? I want you to do this.
Yep.
Give me the second best guard on their team. Ask them who it is, and ask them if they would trade for Tyreek Hill. But you have to go.
Throw it to him. We got a quarterback going to another team.
Just ask. Just ask the question. Just ask the question.
Fine.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with Leroy will be back in a bit. He's checking in with his folks over in Cleveland. The Heat host the Nets on Monday, December 23rd, and we've got your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets. Keep listening to us for details on how you can win. Miami will be back in action on Friday against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who were the runner-ups in the NBA Cup. The Bucks win the NBA Cup yesterday. Giannis with a big game, Dame with a big game from 3, and they end up winning all of that. So, whatever. That's that. But the Heat will be back in action on Friday. They're off today from practice. I assume they'll practice tomorrow. Panthers will be back in action tonight. They wrap up their road trip against the Minnesota Wild. Looking forward to that matchup. I believe they're just getting the morning skate. So we should get updates on a couple of things. One, who will be in net tonight, and then 2, how the team is feeling, because Paul Maurice did mention this after the last game. We know Alexander Barkov missed the game against the Oilers, and then he also mentioned that a lot of the team was also sick. And I got to be honest with you, Paul Maurice kind of sounded sick. So all this traveling has me worried that the Cats might be a little bit ill tonight. But you know what? Maybe they got their Theraflu and their soup in and are feeling all better.
If I get sick in Canada, I better be able to use their healthcare.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I think the Panthers probably they probably got the great aspirin on hand, but
I'm just saying. But there's something that's spreading through the team right now. The only my opinion, it's only happened because they were in Canada.
I like Avatar Dan, who just goes, "He'll tweet?" Question mark. See, the thing is with Tyreek Hill, when he tweets, I got to take it like 30% serious, because most of the time the dude is trolling. He just says things for reaction, especially on social media, which doesn't mean it's true, but it always kind of gives him an out. Like he can always just be like, he's like, read the bio. I start things on Twitter, although he has changed that. He has now gone to, it used to say, I start stuff and then leave, but his new bio actually says husband, present father,
that's
military
good.
son.
That is good that
leader.
he put present. That is that key word. That's a key. Would that be an adjective? That's a key word. Present father.
He's there.
He's there.
He's there, dude.
All 10 of them.
But right now, yeah, that tweet has gotten. This is what the tweet has right now. It was tweeted out less than an hour ago. He's got 678 retweets, 5,000 likes, and 584 replies. So I gotta imagine that Mike McDaniel will get asked about that at his morning press conference, whenever that is, or maybe it's an afternoon press conference. I'm not really sure. What time? When's old McCochin speaking today?
Yeah, probably in another hour or so.
Yeah,
12:30 or 1 p.m. He usually.
Maybe he's trying to change up the schedule. Feel himself like that. Looks like he talks at 1 o'clock today, so it'll be an afternoon press conference. 2 we'll talk at 3 o'clock. But yeah, I don't know, man. I have a hard time ever taking it. First of all, nothing's gonna happen this year anyway, right? Like, they're not releasing Tyreek Hill, so there's that. The only guy who might get released is as Omar has been saying is Calais Campbell. So, if they do right by him, but Tyreek Hill, it's not like they're gonna let him walk and just sign with the team. So unless he goes in there and he punches Mike McDaniel, and even then they'll probably pull a what's the guys from the 49ers, Devondre Campbell. They'll just suspend him the rest of the year. So no, he's not going anywhere this year. So like, I think part of it, he's just like, I think Tyreek Hill gets bored, and I think on social media he just goes, watch this. But it's also, you do have to wonder with him this year, with how this year's gone, his numbers being down, how much blocking he's doing, playing with a busted wrist. Yakking up that interception at the end of the game where he had 2 paws on the ball. And yes, I agree. You have Tyreek Hill finally in a one-on-one. Tua could have found him in better space, but he did have 2 hands on that football. You can't get that ripped out. You can't. So, like, they argued over that. Like, Mike McDaniel had talked about this. You have this, Vlad, because he was asked, like, hey, who's to blame for all the picks? Because the odd thing about the picks are, a lot of the times when Tua had his interceptions this year, he was throwing to a non-Tyreek Hill, non-Jalen Waddle receiver. We all think back to that second game where it was DeBose and it was who the hell was the other? Was it Robbie Chosen on one of them at the time?
Chosen. He threw 3 interceptions that game, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. And the other one, I forget who the other one was, but it wasn't
Malik. Was it Malik at the time?
It might have been, but
Yeah.
it was not to Tyreek Hill and it was not to Jalen Waddle. And this time it was all surrounding Tyreek Hill. And it's just odd because they had the thing at the end of the Jets game where like they weren't really on the same page. And it does feel like for a duo that's had a lot of chemistry, it doesn't really feel like they're quite on the same page this year. Not that there's any animosity at it or anything like that, but it just doesn't feel like they're on the string as much as they were. But here was Mike McDaniel, and this was on, who was the INTs on, Tua or Tyreek?
You want the good news or the bad news? The bad news first is that they were, in fact, 3 interceptions. That's the bad news. The good news is, both Tyreek and Tua have been very accountable and both say it's their fault. That's what you want.
Yo, fam, it's just a simple question. Who was the fault at the interception?
Who was it on? Yeah, like
yo, just say it was neither's fault or that's it. Why are you going to the good news or the bad news? I just want news.
He said at halftime he didn't use Tyreek Hill's name, but he said the eligibles were responsible for one of the picks. So like he implied that was on Tyreek Hill. Maybe not being where he was supposed to be, maybe freelancing a little bit. I don't know. But either way, like just say what it is. Like at least he came out the other day and was like, hey, how come the run game sucks? And he finally said blocking stinks. Like finally you're like, oh, good. A straight answer. Blocking isn't up to snuff. Cool. All right. Respect it. Is anybody like both of these guys are paid? Both are your leaders. If anybody could take just straight up blame from the coach or just some clarity, those two guys can. They're not rookies. Very established players. But we got to do this song and dance. Ooh, I'm not going to tell you whose fault it was. Cool. All right. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. We'll take a break. Mix things up coming up next. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM, as we take you guys up until 2. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. It is time for the mixed bag, and we got a few things to dive into. First, we'll give you some Jimmy Butler stuff. So, yesterday on the NBA Cup coverage, Charania is continuing to stick his beak in the Jimmy Butler business as NBA's lead insider. But the funny thing was yesterday when he was like, he tweets out the latest with the Jimmy Butler situation. I was like, all right, I'll bite. What do you got for me, Shams? And this is what he said on the NBA Cup preview show yesterday on the Jimmy situation.
So the talks are, I'm told the Heat remain open to hearing interested suitors in Jimmy Butler. There's not an urgency that they're operating under. When you look at his salary, $49 million this year, he's got a $52 million player option for next year. The market that we're going to see come this offseason, there's one team with significant cap space, and that's going to be the Brooklyn Nets, $60 million plus. And as of right now in the trade market, the Nets are not believed to be a suitor, and they might not make sense for him come offseason either, because clearly they're more of a rebuilding, retooling situation, and he's going to be a 36-year-old win-now star. And that's why I'm told the Suns and the Warriors are believed to be atop his list of preferred win-now destinations if the Miami Heat were to trade him, the Rockets and Mavericks being the others. But this is a fluid situation. We are going to see this play out over the coming weeks.
All right, so there you go. I don't really understand how that is the latest, other than I guess he is now ranked Jimmy's favorites teams, which are the Suns and the Warriors, which I got to be honest with you guys. I don't know if Jimmy Butler's getting traded or not. Maybe he does, but I don't understand what really here is new, because the Heat don't have to trade Jimmy Butler to the Suns because unless they're giving KD back. I don't think they're interested in Bradley Beal because, well, they weren't interested in Bradley Beal last year. So why would they be interested in paying?
Why would anybody want Bradley Beal?
I don't know.
He's always hurt.
He's always hurt.
Right now.
He's hurt, and he makes Jimmy Butler money more years after where the Heat don't want to pay Jimmy Butler. It is one of those things that like everybody is just like saying a thing because I think they like to make graphics for Instagram. And I understand why the Suns are interested in it. If I had Bradley Beal and I could get Jimmy Butler, of course I'd rather have Jimmy Butler. He's a better player. He's a more impactful player. He fits better with your team. I get why the Suns would love Jimmy Butler, and I would imagine that's probably where a lot of this smoke is coming from. And I'm sure that the Suns, I'm sure James Jones has probably told or heard from Jimmy Butler's agent, even if he denies Sham, saying, all right, but if we trade for him, he's like, would you pay him the extension? And they'd be like, hell yeah, we'd pay him that Bradley Beal money. Why wouldn't they? So that's where that whole, who's atop the list? Who's atop the list is who's going to give Jimmy Butler his money on. That's who's atop the list. But then Richard Jefferson, finally, somebody with some sanity tried to ask the most obvious question in the world yesterday on the pregame show. And then you have Kendrick Perkins stepping in like he's oh, I got this.
How do the Phoenix Suns get Jimmy Butler?
Let me get this.
Okay. Listen, I'm asking.
I think Bradley Beal would have to be involved with this.
But he'd have to waive his no trade clause.
Oh, okay. So this ain't just about what Jimmy Butler wants. It's also about, hey, Bradley, we're sending you someplace else, because I don't see draft assets. I don't see other young assets. And I know Devin Booker and Kevin Durant ain't the people that they're talking about.
They do have 1 first-round pick and 3 second-round picks they could trade if they wanted to.
Do you think that would be enough to get the $49 million, all of those picks?
Bradley Beal salary matches, and then from that point, it's about would the picks be enough? That's not for me to debate.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's not for you to debate because it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, would that be enough to get Jimmy Butler? No! You're sitting here, you're playing with your belly button because you fired up the trade machine, Shams. And Richard Jefferson sitting here asking, like, wait, would the Heat actually want Bradley Beal? Does anybody want, like, who did? And Perk's it would have to involve Bradley Beal. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the point. If Bradley Beal was an expiring deal, even then I would be like, okay, the Heat are going to get some salary cleared. That kind of makes sense. And then they can go have their reset. The Heat are going to go into more financial debt for Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, I think everybody needs to be smart and understand who are the people that are involved in these negotiations and trades and all these deals are. The Heat are not, we know the Heat are not stupid. Okay. They're not going to be taking no Bradley Beal. You didn't want to sign with us or trade, you didn't want to waive your no trade clause when you were in Washington. Why I want you now when you're done?
Yeah.
When
it's
when
so
you're
odd,
broken down.
But
So
it's
I'm getting sick and tired of some of these trade allegations because it's like, be smart and be real about it. Like, really take the time out and think about it. Golden State is, it may look good, but are you willing to offer all of that for something that's not a given if you're Golden State? Like, you're gonna have to give up Kuminga, you're gonna have to give up Wiggins, other draft picks. Come on.
But at least that makes more sense, because like at least the Heat could say, hey, even if they're not into Kuminga, at least the Heat be like, someone's gonna want Kuminga,
right? Because we can work right. That's the piece.
At least it makes some sense. I'm not gonna deny the Warriors. The Suns thing, like it's almost like Shams has it out for this because Jimmy's agent called him out on it, and many people have said, oh, Jimmy would be in, yeah, because the Suns owner has a ton of money. Of course he would be into it. But guess what, dude? That's what happens when you shoot your wad on the big three that you picked. You know how he gets Jimmy Butler? You traded Kevin Durant to the Miami Heat. That's how he gets him. But if that's not on the other end of the call, what's the call? Like, do you think James Jones even has the cajones to make that call to Pat Riley? Being like,
Jones, I like that.
Would you call? He's like, James, why are you even calling me, dude? Click.
Champ,
come on,
champ.
Champ, click.
Nah, you're not gonna disrespect Champ like that. He has respect.
Click.
Champ, come on.
I'm trying to figure it out. I don't want to be the guy who's like, hey, the Jimmy Butler, there's nothing to the Jimmy Butler rumors. I think there's
a lot to the rumors. There's a lot to the rumors. If there's smoke, there's some sort of fire in the foreground.
Of course. And the Heat did this to themselves. You guys know I've been an advocate for paying Jimmy. I think that they should have done right, and that's fine. They're not. Okay, whatever. They made their direction. But like, wait, let's just take a step back here, guys. Okay. The Miami Heat are in this situation because they didn't want to pay a player a heap of money because they didn't think that he was going to live up to that contract. So what you're telling me, everybody who wants the Suns thing to happen, I don't care if you could have Windhorst, Woj, Shams, you could have them come together like Voltron, have Schefter on the ass cheek. You could have every insider in the world tell me that the Suns are very interested in Jimmy Butler and Jimmy Butler's interested in going to the Suns. But please, somebody explain to me why the Miami Heat, in a situation started because they don't want to spend money, would trade Jimmy Butler to a team and take back a player not as good for more money. Just say that to yourself. Why would they do that?
And they would do that?
And they get one draft pick 7 years from now?
But here's the other thing, right? What position? All right, so if you're saying Bradley Beal, right? That's the guy that they would be trading. Why, when you have Tyler Hero? They say the same position pretty much. That ball isn't stop. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Enough with Phoenix. Now Houston and Golden State,
for sure. We can have a talk. Even if Houston's throwing cold water on it, we could fine. But the Suns thing, like he's so knee deep in the Suns thing happening, and I'm like, oh, and this is the thing. Everybody's like, you know what? This is why ESPN. This is why people think you're a clown show, ESPN, because you have the audacity to sit up there and be like, Bradley Beal for Jimmy Butler. I mean, come on, like that's a trade. I'm like, it is.
Yeah, back in 2015, maybe or 16.
I'm just flummoxed by it.
It's not even that, Tobin. I think after getting big boyed by Woj last year in the whole Dame Lillard to the Miami Heat situation, I think he's got to be 10-toe down on this. He's gonna die on this hill because sign a new big deal with ESPN, the whole thing. He's got to give them something. He's got to give them something that's breaking or something that's newsworthy, so that they don't that signing of Shams doesn't look like a waste. So I think that's why he's he's knee deep in this and like he's not giving up on this.
It's weird because it's like, yeah, but what is he not giving up on, Vlad? Like, because no one's saying, all right, clearly there's interest. There's maybe mutual. Here's the mutual.
You understand how he started off. He's like, from what I've been told, like this is like he's getting all this information.
Of course, but here's the mutual interest. Here's the interest. The Suns. Would you rather have Jimmy Butler or Bradley Beal? They'd be like, Jimmy Butler. Okay, Jimmy Butler. Would you like all the money from a rich owner, or would you not like all the money from the rich owner in a pretty good team? Like, I would like all my money on a pretty good team. Okay, that's mutual interest. But then it's like, but does anybody go to the third party and is like, hey, Miami Heat, do you want Bradley Beal? We already told you last year we did. No, we're still going to talk about it for days. Okay. They're atop the list. Anyway, speaking of the Suns, there's a new All-Star format. They're doing a tournament now because last year there was 200 points scored between these teams. There's no pride in the All-Star game anymore. Kevin Durant, who's not in the Jimmy Butler rumors, he hates the new All-Star format. Here was KD on the rumors.
Oh, you sent it to me?
I did. You didn't get that? Nah, don't worry about it, dude.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Hey, oh my goodness.
What happened in Cleveland?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just made a little fun of them. They got questions about, they changed quarterbacks and what I think about Jameis, and I was telling them, one of the reasons why Cleveland has been so, competitive the last couple of years, not this year, but the last couple of years. It's not because your quarterback, it's because you could run the ball and you had an offense and defensive line. Right?
Did you ask him about Tyreek Hill?
No, I didn't. They ain't got no quarterback.
Why didn't you?
Because we got caught up, and then we were talking about Ohio State, and I said, don't sleep on Tennessee.
That's what you hit him with? Don't sleep with Tennessee over my Tyreek Hill question? Take a break.
Would you like?
I'm gonna
text him.
Was more important than the Tennessee.
I'm gonna text him right now.
Who? Crawford?
Yeah.
Fine.
I'll text him right now.
We'll take a break here on the show. Now, all this Jimmy Butler talk has made me put my guard up because I'm not going to be left at the altar with nothing. Somebody kind of set up the old flare gun yesterday.
No, you're not sly, bro.
Ready to make a move.
Tobin,
Tell you about that coming up next.
Tobin, you're not sly.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. You guys can get in on the chat. Miami 560 WQAM. And on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Take you guys up. And also, check us out. We got another 4-pack of Heat Nets tickets to give away today. We'll be giving those away all week long. But let's get to some headlines here, brought to us by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai models in inventory, like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. You hear the music. Panthers back in action tonight as they take on the Minnesota Wild. 9:30 to close out the road trip. You can hear that right here on 560 WQAM. Have you seen the story, Leroy, about the Charlotte Hornets?
Yeah. Hey. Cheap bastards.
Cheap bastards. So the Hornets got in some hot water because they did a skit in the arena where they gave a PS5 to a kid, and then when they got off camera, they took it away, gave him a jersey. And everybody's like, what?
So clearly the kid ended up with the PS5.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
The Hornets put out a statement. It said, during last night's game, there was an on-court skit that missed the mark. The skit included bad decision-making and poor communication. Simply put, we turned the ball over and we apologize. We have reached out to the family and are committed to not only making it right, but exceeding expectations. We will be providing the fan with a PS5 that should have been taken home last night, along with the VIP experience to a future game. Our goal is and will remain to elevate the guest experience for every person that enters the Spectrum Center and to show our fans how much we appreciate their relentless support.
Unless you get caught and don't have to, then you take the PS5 back. It's a PS5. Your franchise is worth $2 billion, and you took a PS5 back.
A PS5, dude.
That nothing says I'm cheap like that.
Do you think there's even like
it is $500?
But
yeah, okay.
I'm just kidding, guys. Come on, man. That's come on. That's lame.
That's crazy.
If I was LaMelo Ball, I would be embarrassed, but I'm like, you guys, I'll get him a PS5.
It sounds like one of the players or personnel wanted that PS5 bad, and they wanted it for themselves. Probably use it as a Christmas gift. Send it to somebody, give it to them as a gift. That's messed up.
Like they just gave away Grant Williams PS5.
Grant Williams, maybe Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges.
Dude,
definitely Brandon Miller's.
No. Everybody probably had a PS5 in their locker.
I don't think you want to take Brandon Miller.
This guy,
you know what I'm saying?
This guy put on
PS5 $7.99.
Is it really? Either way, it doesn't matter. You like it's a drop in the bucket for a team.
It's the Hornets. They look cheap.
I mean, did the Hornets just sell for Michael Jordan?
Hey, did I not tell you the story about being charged for socks?
Leroy.
Did I not tell you the story of being charged for socks?
You can't give him a PS5 and nobody made you.
Socks are a requirement of the sport.
Leroy, if they wanted the contest to be for an autographed LaMelo Ball jersey, then just make it a LaMelo Ball jersey. And instead, they decided we're going to put a PS5 with Santa Hornet, and they took it from the kid, and it got over 4 million views on Twitter.
Which is more fans than you've had there all year. So
I will say
they better take pictures of this kid on this experience, and that experience better be the best experience ever.
Dude, the Heat have
4 million.
The Heat have an impossible promotion that they did one of these games where I think it was Robin Hood was giving away $300K, and you have to make a layup, a free throw, a 3.5 court shot in 24 seconds. It's impossible.
Oh yeah.
It's impossible.
That's impossible.
It's impossible. You can't do that.
You got to hit the first two immediately. You got to hit the layup and the free throw. If you mess up with the free throw, you're done. You're done.
Because they've done other ones where, like, for the cruise, but they give you 30. And
but
you're like, all right,
you got to hit those first two, and then you cannot miss in your first two attempts at the three. to run to half court to try to. Come on, that's ridiculous.
You only get like 2 shots.
Yeah, you're the only one. Honestly, you probably could miss was the layup because the rebound's too long on the 3. You're screwed,
right?
And
You're
you only
screwed.
use 1 ball.
And by the way,
I think so. I think it's only 1 ball.
And by the way, you know, if you hit that half court shot, they're gonna investigate to see if you had any type of like
toe on the line.
Not even toe on the line. If you had any basketball history, if you played in some type of
it's a ringer.
Yeah, USBL, G League.
It shouldn't matter if they randomly picked you.
Oh no, they've done that to somebody before. They've done that. Like they a fan won, and then they did the research, and they found out the person was like he had a scholarship and stuff like that, and they tried to take the away because they were like, oh no, this person's like a professional, and it was like, no, he won the money. You got to give it to him. Don't run promotions if you're not trying to give away the prize.
They got to let this kid run the point
with Melo.
It's got to be his VIP experience. Catch a lob from Melo.
Here's the thing: the PS5 is probably worth more than the tickets or season tickets to the Hornets.
To the Hornets? Oh, I bet I could you probably can get courtside for a PS5 price at a Hornets game.
I think you could pay for a whole year.
Courtside?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. For a Hornets game?
Pull it up.
I'll look. I'll take a look.
There's no way that any of it's less than $2,500 a ticket.
All right, I'll take a look.
Courtside? You're crazy.
It's a Hornets game, though, dude. What about Hornets Pistons?
It is a Hornets game.
You can make it Hornets. Who's the worst team?
Who is
Pistons aren't the worst team.
The worst team right now in the league is the Washington Wizards.
Oh yeah, it is Wizards.
Washington Wizards right now are 3-21. Jesus.
Go. Charlotte Hornets against Washington Wizards.
Wizards versus Pels. I can't get a PS5 price.
Nope.
Nah, but you got to give. I don't think you can get it for $9.99.
You can't get it nowhere in the league for a PS5 price.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. Courtside?
Yes, $7.99. Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
I think you can. There's some crappy teams out there.
Look at
Utah, the Mormons. Mormons giving you at least $6.99 for some courtside seats. $6.99 and a vote.
Okay.
It says, "Oops, we can't find the page you're looking for." Yes, you can.
No, it said, "Oops, we can't find the price."
Let's see. Hornets. Who are they? Oh, perfect. Oh no, they're at the Wizards. Can I go at the Wizards?
No, because they got all them politicians there.
What?
All that money's there.
Let's see. All right, the next home game is Monday. They're hosting the Rockets. Let's see. Courtside. Can I buy courtside passes on this Vivid thing?
All right, so
Inner Circle.
It's courtside NBA tickets. The Atlanta Hawks are on the bottom half of the table when it comes to cheapest courtside tickets. They can go anywhere from $200 to $300, all the way up to $2,500 for a primetime matchup against a big team. That's the Atlanta Hawks, and they're on the bottom half. And Charlotte's worse than Atlanta. So if they're telling me $200, $300 can go for courtside tickets, then if the Washington Wizards play the Charlotte Hornets, that might be $80 courtside.
I mean,
tickets.
right behind the floor, I'm getting like $400. I'm trying to find floor. I can't imagine. You're telling me there's going to be an upcharge of $1,000 to be on the wood?
I don't think so. Not for that type of game. Now, if it's like a notable team, like when the Lakers came a couple of weeks ago, but we know that the tickets were up. Like you could tell.
Of course, if it was, I'm talking about the worst tickets though.
But the worst, if it's like a bad team, the tickets are going down because they know they can't sell those tickets. They're not going to get.
Did Purple Shirt Guy look like he could roll like that? No way, dude. Purple Shirt Guy was probably getting those for $200 a piece.
Oh, from in Toronto?
No, at the Hornets.
Oh,
the guy yelling at D Wade.
Oh, yeah, that is purple. Yeah.
I'm telling you, courtside tickets don't sell for less than $1,000.
I'm seeing a low here, $800. So about the same price as a PS5.
You going by yourself though?
Yeah, I'm going by myself. You didn't say I got to get 2 tickets.
So you go and sit courtside by yourself.
Oh, why not? You definitely gonna get some action.
You never know who's going to show up.
Might be
Maybe MJ's at the game.
Might be sitting next to Beyonce.
You're not sitting next to Beyonce.
Beyonce would have been caught dead at the Hornets game.
Might be sitting next to Beyonce.
Take a break. Back after this. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them up at 866-954-MORE. Hello, Jennifer.
Well, it's weird because I got a damn flood watch.
Did you really?
Yeah. It's raining on and off, but it's, how can I explain this? It's winter rain. So it's not heavy downpours. You get these 10-minute constant rains, and there's no lightning or thunder. So I'm guessing that, yeah, it's still coming out of the east. No, actually, it's coming out of the west. I'm guessing that
even got you shook.
Yeah, I see clouds going both ways, which is weird. Which is
like when Pudge Rodriguez had to catch a knuckleball or even crossing you up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming out of the east. And the breeze isn't that great because I saw some rain coming straight down. So it's 5 to 10 mile an hour breeze. It's probably like 75, 80. And I would guess with these clouds and with this rain that you got some kind of front coming through. So I would guess in the next few days it's going to get cooler. So
look,
that's about it.
Tyreek Hill's tweet has 2 million views already. That's awesome.
And he is right. It is 80 degrees, 10 miles. The wind is 10 miles per hour. And it's actually, Leroy, it's heading east-southeast.
East-southeast? Yeah. That's why you're getting that warmer air.
Yes, the humidity is making it feel warmer. It feels like it's 81 degrees.
Yeah.
Can I just say something, though, with this Tyreek Hill tweet? Is it the time for Cheetah to be doing shenanigans? Like,
No.
when you're on the doorstep of getting knocked out of the playoffs, you pretty much are knocked out of the playoffs. You're pretty much knocked out. I don't want to hear if you say, hey, the Cheetah's the Cheetah. There's a little thing, T&P.
Hey,
T&P. No, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy.
How can you keep the same energy?
That's it.
Keep the same energy.
No, dude.
There's
a T&P.
When they were winning, you loved all that. You loved coming in.
Understood.
So now that it's the other way around, keep the same energy.
No, I disagree, Vlad. I disagree. There's a time and a place for shenanigans. As a man who strikes up the shenanigan ban, there's a time and place. Is the place after you guys put up that offensive performance? You could tweet that anytime. You're not going to be traded. Okay, you could tweet that even after the season. You know, hey, that comes with the Cheetah territory. Is it the time and place to be tweeting something like that? It's time to go, coach. It's time for me to go, coach. You know it's going to get a gazillion views. You're just doing it to be a bit of a rascal. You're trying to be, let me be funny. Is now the time for jokey jokes? Season basically over, kind of on the line this week. Now you want to be like, oh, maybe I have my eyeball elsewhere. Really? T&P?
I think he wants to go back to Kansas City. I think he's trying to make him.
I'm sure he does, but guess what? Let me drive up to the drive-thru and get an order of tough nuggets. You can't do it. Sorry. Next year, maybe. Next year, you could talk about reunited or rerouted it. By my calendar, JFig, is the trade deadline not over?
Yes.
You tell me.
No, you know it's over, JFig. And let me ask you something. What if Jason Sanders tweeted out something like this?
I don't want to talk about him.
I'm just telling you. You know how you would feel.
She would kick him to the curb.
Here's the thing, though.
He can go.
Shouldn't he be held up? I understand. He's the king of social media shenanigans. But should there not be a time as a captain of the team, as a face of the team, that you should be like, you know what? You know what I should do this week? I should take my thumbs, put them in the holster, put them away. Just for the week. Just try it on for size. Not the time. Not the place. That's all. I'm a Tyreek Hill fan. I love it. All right?
So you wanted him to be sad, like you were.
Yes.
You
not
want him
sad,
to be...
but just not time to screw around with people's emotions.
Hey,
you finished a bottle of tequila. You didn't have one for the Heat loss the following.
I know, dude. I know. I got to go to the liquor store after this.
You were way off base here, brother.
Am I?
Yeah.
Why do you, Leroy, can I ask you something?
Sure.
if somebody was yickety yakking after getting your ass kicked, right?
Right.
Whoever it was, make it Chris Carter in this case, right?
Right.
Wouldn't you be like, hey man, really?
Are you kidding me? That I almost had to hit somebody with a chair.
What?
Over the same thing you're talking about, but I wasn't yakety yakking.
No, you aren't a yakety yacker. I know you're not.
Let me explain the story. So I think we lost to Tampa, and that made us 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
And on Monday, we were BSing in the locker room. Individual came in saying we weren't being serious enough, to which I replied, if the defense had been this serious yesterday, we probably would have won.
How good was the defensive player?
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the John Randall story?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You told us that. John
You told that to John Randall?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
And he came over and I grabbed my stool. Now, I expect that from John Randall. There's certain people that the smoke they bringing and they consistent with it. So I knew that there might be some kind of.
So can I just picture that, like you're trying to keep him off like a lion in a circus, with the stool?
No. He came over, and I grabbed my chair just in case.
But that's like a ringmaster. Like,
no. Hey, let's be clear. I wasn't gonna play keep away.
Oh, you were gonna go. You were getting ready to get Griffey him?
If it got done, I don't know. Listen, I don't go back and forth. I'm not gonna leave myself susceptible to getting knocked out.
It's the old Chael Sonnen. Can't let you get close.
It wasn't even a matter of that. It was just a matter of like just in case. But it calmed down, and I was never mad at John Randall because he brought that same intensity to everything he did. So me having a problem with him coming over there was a me problem. And I've said that to you. Never had a problem with John Randall. He's annoying as hell because the energy he brought to everything that he did on the football field. So yeah.
This isn't apples to apples about that though, because I'll tell you why.
Tyreek, wait, let me tell you why. Tyreek is being Tyreek. He has been the same Tyreek throughout his stint here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your mind, your attitude has changed because of the situation and circumstances of the team.
I think that,
but Tyreek has been Tyreek. This is a you problem.
It's not a me problem.
It's Tyreek is.
There is a difference, Leroy. But Leroy, there is a difference in accountability inside a locker room, which I'm not saying that I'm sure he has taken accountability. Mike McDaniel said he took accountability. To as kind of teasing a fan base that's obviously not in a great place right now after a game where you stunk. You stunk. He stunk. The team stunk. And I just would say, not the week to tweet. That's all. He has the choice to tweet.
And let me ask you this question. When have the circumstances ever stopped Tyreek from tweeting?
I mean, he tweets about everything.
Okay, then you're making my point.
Not this.
Wait a minute. Leroy, don't get upset with it. Leroy, relax. This is why I'm here with you. Relax. This is why I told him, I told people, all right, this is year 3. You gave that man an extension. If y'all don't win, you're going to start getting tired of this act. And it's starting to happen now.
There you go. Now it's not cute, Tyreek.
It's not cute anymore because there's,
right.
You know
well,
why?
It's not cute.
No. There's no more 1,600 yards. There's no more 1,600 yards. You know what I'm saying? There's no more big plays. So those things, obviously, when it was happening, it was great. But now it was no longer happening. Now you're getting tired of the act.
But it's not even just straight silliness, though, Vlad. Like he's sincere or not, he's acting like he's gonna be. He's like, ooh, it's time for me to go.
Hey, why are you mad that a leopard is being a leopard?
He's a cheetah. He's not a
or a
leopard.
cheetah or
He's got
whatever.
a whole different cat name.
No. I'm just saying. I wasn't using him, but just okay. We'll use a cheetah. Why are you mad the cheetah is being the cheetah? In fact, you got to give him credit for being consistent with who he is. You're the one that's flip-flopping.
It wasn't very consistent on Sunday.
Whatever. You can say all that. You can say all that. But that don't change the fact that he's a tweeter.
Maybe if he gripped the
He
ball, with his thumbs
Again.
as much as he did using
Again.
the power to tweet,
Again,
the Dolphins would have had a third pick.
that is a you problem.
It's not a me problem.
It's not a
definitely a
Tyreek
you
problem.
Anybody who walks, people know like when there's a certain time or place to say things.
No, but see, no.
There are.
Okay. So you're from the school of it's not the fact that he broke up, it's how he broke up.
Well, he's not breaking up. It's
I'm just saying, but that's how people that complain about it's not, I'm not, or LeBron. It's not, I'm not mad at
Totally
the fact
different.
that he left. It's how he left.
No, but I will say LeBron James does a thing. What does LeBron James do in the playoffs? Gets off social media. Loves social media. What does he do in the playoffs? Gets off it. Now, except when he gets caught like in an ass cheek. But other than that, gets off social media. TNP.
All right. Everybody doesn't share your sentiments.
You know what? You know what's sad, Tobin?
Hmm?
If you're treating Tyreek right now, I can only imagine how that heartache's gonna feel when you do that.
By the way,
when you do that to Jimmy, it's gonna be hurt. It's gonna hurt.
By the way,
it's going to hurt.
Would you like the response
from Jay Crawford?
Yep.
Sure.
I said, would you take Tyreek for one of your best O linemen? They're older, so yes.
Wow.
I said, with no quarterback, what good is Tyreek? He said, exactly. But that applies here more than Miami. I said, yes. Miami needs O-line more than receiver.
I'm very
He
confused
said
by
yes. But there is a caveat to this. I don't want no old offensive lineman either. We're doing the same thing we've been doing.
Yeah, I don't want an old offensive lineman either.
Right.
I want
so you want a young, Panay Sewell type.
I'm not saying. Well, no, I'm not expecting. I'm not expecting an all pro. I'm just saying, can you give me a decent guard? Somebody got a decent guard. I'll take a level of. I'll take a Rob Hunt back. But not 100 million. Like, will anybody give me like a Rob Hunt type on the cheapskis?
So you would take a Jack Conklin?
No, because they would take him.
Oh,
you would take a Jack Conklin, right?
Oh, there's no way somebody named Jack Conklin's not good at guard.
Jedrick Willis Jr. Now that sounds. Like
that's a goal. Oh.
You would take obviously Joe. Come on.
I need a guy whose name.
What's the name? Batonio.
I need a guy who sounds like his name. Yeah, I would take a guy whose name sounds like he could mess up an all-you-can-eat barbecue.
Javian Cohen.
No, it's Javion.
Oh, it's Javion. Javion sounds like he could mess up a buffet.
Yeah.
DeJuan Jones. DeJuan is definitely messing up a buffet. Yeah. He's wandering around.
Leroy's not shaming that guy for eating a salad.
Huh? No, because he probably just ate a rack. He ate a rack of ribs and he said, you know what? I'm going to top it off with a salad before I go eat dessert. Just because.
Take a break. Get to our favorite Wednesday game. Rats off a ship is next. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Time to get to our favorite Wednesday game. Rats over shrimp. Jennifer will give us some topics. We'll tell you where the rats lie. What do we got today, Jennifer?
All right. We have the new NBA All-Star format. 14 tournament format.
Yeah, Kevin Durant had some thoughts on this yesterday. Here's KD on the new format that they're trying out because last year there was like 400 points.
I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Terrible. All-Star game, formats changing, all the formats. Terrible in my opinion. And we should just go back to East-West. Just play a game. I think we've been trying to bring that flair back somehow with the All-Star weekend, but I think we just keep it traditional. We'll see how this one works. You never know. I might be wrong. I'm just another guy with an opinion, but we'll see how it works.
I got to be honest with you. I agree with KD. I'm rats off a ship on the new NBA format. You know, some things just are what they are, and there is no fixing them. You're not going to fix the NBA All-Star game. It's not really supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be your best players get honored. Here they're at. I don't understand why every year we get crazy about this NBA All-Star game not being competitive, just like I didn't understand why we had to try and fix the Pro Bowl, and now all of a sudden it's turned into a game of guts. You know, like I'm sitting here watching Nickelodeon instead of ESPN. Like, it is what it is. Why is everybody trying to a tournament? And I see that they're gonna so it's 4 teams, 8 on a team, and then one of the teams is the winner between the Rising Stars teams. Huh?
It's the media's fault.
It is. You know what?
It's the media's fault.
You're 100% right. Too much whining.
It's the media's fault and the NBA's fault. Listen, guys, I bet you there's a lot of things we were like from 20, 30 years ago when we were young and loving the sport. But guess what? When I was young, I didn't know who Ronaldo Blackman was. I didn't get to see Dale Ellis. So when I did see him in the All-Star game, it meant something. I could see these guys at my disposal anytime, any place, anywhere, on my phone, on my tablet. And within seconds, if somebody does something remarkable or amazing, I get Twitter. To see the clip.
Yeah.
So the All-Star, you know why nobody cares about the All-Star game? Because they see the All-Stars all the time. Like, I don't understand about that. Like, you evolved the game to get to this point, and now you're upset with the results of the evolution of the game.
Here's the deal. That's why the most exciting night is Saturday when they do the skills challenge, the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, because those are things that are going to be new. You don't know who's going to win the 3-point contest. You don't know who some of these up-and-coming 3-point shooters are. You don't know who's going to win the dunk contest. You don't know who some of these high flyers are.
I don't know, right? But
that's why Saturday night is more exciting than the game.
But then they won't. But here's the other problem. Remember that the All-Stars were taking part of these competitions.
But even if they don't, like, they'll take place because they want to be the best 3-point shooter, right? But the dunk contest, you know what I mean?
It's passive.
Well, it's also gotten to a point with the dunk contest. Like, you know, last year Jaime Jaquez jumped over Shaq, and everybody was like,
"We've seen it all. We're not amazed."
He jumped over Shaq.
First of all, he should have got what we call IC, intangibles credit, right? Because if Gordon jumps over Shaq, but if you seen Tyler Hero jump over Shaq, you'd be like, well, damn.
So yeah, but that's Tyler Hero. Now with Triple J, are we putting him intangible? Are we really putting him intangible?
He's closer to intangible than. You say he got the same amount of intangible as Gordon?
I'm just saying when he fills out sheets, he's not putting white American.
No.
He's putting more in the minority.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah,
he's not part of the.
So you saying we claim him?
Yeah.
Wait, you guys don't get to take Jaime? I thought I got to take Jaime.
He's a minority. He's a minority.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Wait,
He's a
because
minority.
hey, when was
When
this?
all I'm asking is this: when you get the Scantron sheet or whatever sheet, and the bubble goes race or what is he bubbling?
Do I get Luca?
Yeah, you get Luca, but
get
Luca
Luka.
ain't in the
Of course
dunk
you get
contest.
Luka. Of course you get Luka.
So if Luka,
They should put Luca.
Hey, if Luka jumped over Shaq, then we would be amazed.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
If Luka jumped over Shaq,
Luca's
it's
gonna
like,
need a ladder for
I'll
that
give you
one.
another perfect example. Remember when all the little people were dunking?
Oh yeah.
That
Nate?
that was amazing.
Yep.
You see what I mean? He's,
Anyway, so we're all rats off a ship on this format.
yeah,
come on, man.
Pretty
hit the
much.
bricks. What's number 2, Jennifer?
FSU coach Mike Norvell giving up $4.5 million of his salary.
Rats off a ship. Nice try, dude. You tried to give him back your salary to make good. You won 2 games. Nice try. Can see right past it. You're gonna do the nice thing for a year. Then you'll be going right back to if you guys are any type of good, which you probably won't be, but if you are any type of good, you're going to be right there to spreading fake rumors to get that old beefed up salary. Disingenuous, smell a rat, and my rats are off a ship.
here's the deal. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Harbaugh did the same thing.
I remember that.
Yeah,
but he won a title
Yeah.
after doing that.
yeah.
So it was good.
So, like, I get it.
What's
But-
the
but
lowest
here's
amount
the
Harbaugh
deal.
won?
Here's the deal. You think he gives any of that money back if they had gone to the playoff the year before?
Hell no.
No.
Right. So it's a weird dynamic.
It's a good no. Optically, it looks good. It looks good. Sounds good.
But then
Sounds
they
good.
give him who got an extension that was terrible this year.
No, he got a bump. His salary
Yeah.
like doubled.
Okay.
He made just under 10 this year. So he's basically giving back his raise.
Yeah, it's not like the money that what's the out money if he
Yeah.
if they fire him. It's not like he's taking a decrease in that. You know what I mean? That I would be like, oh, you're taking a.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm surprised that a team like Texas A&M isn't more into this portal game, because they just paid a coach $70 million to leave.
They got the Duke coach, the dude who wears the too snug hoodie.
That ain't
Elko? Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
but that ain't got nothing to do with the NIL.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at
Everybody not kicking the door down to go to a military school.
Your rats off a ship on Mike Norvell?
No, I'm not rats off a ship. It's like there's not many people in this world giving money back.
All right, J-Fig.
You make an interesting point, Leroy.
It's
I'm so
honorable,
rats off a ship.
so I'm not gonna be. you make a valid point. I'm still rats off a ship.
Yeah,
you wouldn't give no money back, J Fig.
That must be out your blood damn man.
No.
Please. Me
Yeah.
giving back money?
No way, dude.
Put it this way. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Is he really giving back money, or is he just giving his bump?
It's apparently what it is like there's some new revenue sharing that they got to do, and that like this is part of the program that he's into. I think it has to do with it being a state school too. So there's some finagling that's going on here too. But the big headline is $4.5 million of his salary this year. It's obviously not nothing. It's a lot of money. I mean, he's due 9.9, so. So he's like, all right, I'll take a haircut this year.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
I get a haircut this year for a full fro next year.
Exactly.
Because if I go 11-1, I'm in the playoffs. You're giving me that money plus more back.
Correct.
Vlad, your rats?
Absolutely rats off. I'm not giving that. I'm not giving you back money. What's wrong with you guys? Wait a minute. Y'all still keeping me? Y'all still keeping me after the piss poor decision of a job that I did? Bad job that I did? And you still keeping me?
Been like,
I'm not giving up that money.
I would say whoever convinced them to go after DJ Uyunglele.
Oh my God! How is that guy getting money?
See, no, now if he was giving up the money that he should have given up to Cam Ward for this in order to get the Washington State quarterback, then I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
What's number 3, Jennifer?
Patrick Mahomes resting that ankle.
Patrick Mahomes talked about his ankle. He's got a high ankle sprain. This was the Chiefs QB on his status. You got that, Vlad, on Patrick Mahomes? Here was Mahomes.
I'll get to work in practice and try to push it to see where I can get to. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to put our team in a bad position. So if I feel like I can play and go out there and win a football game, I'll play. And if I don't feel like that's the best case scenario, I'll let guys like Carson play. I mean, he's a guy that's won in this league as well. So it's just about pushing it this week, seeing where I'm at, and making the best decision then.
They are 13-1. They do play early this week. It is a Saturday game, so it doesn't get that extra day. Chiefs host the Texans, Leroy.
With that old line and that pass rush,
if I was Patrick Mahomes, I would not be rats off a ship on resting the ankle. I think, and then you got the Christmas game, the quick turnaround.
You just answered it, Toby.
Yeah,
There's no way this guy is missing the Christmas game. There's no way they decided to put a game on Christmas or Wednesday and they put their biggest star, and that biggest star is not playing. He's playing Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's
Saturday, but he's playing on Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not rats off a ship on resting. Leroy?
I'm rats off a ship.
Wow.
Here's why.
Rats off a ship.
I'm not saying he will or he won't play. But if he's healthy, he plays. If he's not, he doesn't. Simple as that. We don't know what that status is. So that's kind of how I look at it. If he's not healthy, then don't play him. But if he's healthy, giving him extra time if he's healthy does nothing.
Jennifer?
I don't know if that does nothing, Leroy. I think that he should rest that ankle before the Christmas game. So I'm not rats off a ship. I think he definitely should possibly rest that ankle.
You did make a good, but like Daniil Hunter chasing you on a high ankle sprain.
Wait, you know what? I'm sick of you, though.
Why?
Death, taxes, and Patrick Mahomes' ankle being hurt around December, January. It happens all the time.
He's like a chameleon.
Okay? And then you know what's going to happen?
Regenerated.
He's running like Elvis for 30 yards on a 3rd and 3, and then get a first down, and then Butker will hit a game-winning field goal, and guess who's going to be hosting Vince Lombardi for the third time?
Probably the Chiefs.
Okay, then. We've seen this all the time. He gets hurt with a bad ankle. Everybody goes, oh, what's the status of Patrick Mahomes? And then what happens? He does Patrick Mahomes stuff.
So you think he's playing?
He's definitely playing.
All right.
You damn sure the NFL is going to have him play on Christmas.
Dude, South says the NFL will send The Rock to protect Patrick Mahomes so he can play the game like Red One.
Yeah, dude, there is no way.
By the way,
I didn't like that movie.
That movie went to Prime.
Oh,
so fast.
It started off from Prime.
It's on Prime?
Oh, it started off on Prime?
Yeah,
it's on
that
Prime.
was Prime. Yeah, that was a Prime movie.
I went and saw it in theaters.
I watched it.
Yeah, it's on.
You didn't like the part where they take away the abominable snowman's carrots and that makes them melt?
All I know is that they took some liberties.
Swole Santa?
Santa swole. Bench pressing like 400, right? He's fit. He ain't even a fat Santa. He's the guy from the insurance commercials.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
It's J.K. Simmons. He's a Jack Santa, but also still likes his sweets.
Yeah. So you saw it?
I took Tommy to see it in theaters.
You spoke about it on the show.
It was on Prime by the time you got home.
I know.
It was released on Prime. I don't even know why you people leaving your home.
I didn't know it was released on Prime. I thought it was. I saw the ad for it on Prime, but I thought it was in theaters because I went to the theater over here. I mean, it didn't pay a lot of money. It was $6 tickets, but it was still. It was I went and saw that puppy on the big screen. Then my son was like,
"Did Tommy like it?"
Loved it, and he actually watched it again because it was on Prime now. So he's like, "Oh, it's on Prime." He gave that thing a second watch.
You wasted money.
Take a break. I'm like Mike Norvell.
Hey, I didn't know Santa had a brother.
Oh, me neither. Who looks like a goat.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. Get you caught up with your headlines. Back after this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get the headlines here, brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose for over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory, like the Tucson, the Sonata, and the Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. So, today's a big day. Today is a big day. They got new episodes coming out of The Ultimatum. And if you guys don't know what that is, it is a show on Netflix that is maybe the most ridiculous show I've ever seen in my life.
This is the show where they've been in relationships for a while, and then they go and they hook up with other people and then decide if they still want to be together.
Well, in this one, I believe only one of them has actually hooked up, but they do what's known as a trial marriage.
Can I just say this? If you go there, you've already determined what your situation is.
Agreed. It's a tough thing. But you know, they got these people
it ain't that tough. If you go with her, that's it. You already know.
Well, not really. Some of them, they feel like they've confirmed some things.
You know what?
Yes, some of those are also confirming that they're getting airtime, money.
The options weren't better.
Whatever.
If I'm going somewhere like that, and you're looking, then that already solidifies your relationship when you get back home.
Well, I also think it's a bit of a safety net, right? And
no, it's not.
Oh, I think it is.
The safety net is staying your ass at home.
If you can see that the writing might be on the wall, maybe things aren't going. Maybe you do want to say, "Hey, what if we just try this on for size?" Right? Which brings me to my ultimatum, and that is my marriage. My basketball marriage may be coming to an end.
With who?
With Jimmy Butler.
There was some sort
Not by my choice. Not by my choice.
It feels very. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm beaming with pride when I said early this year that your two most loved figures down here in South Florida, at the end of the year, it's gonna probably be your two most hated figures in South Florida.
Oh, I would never hate Jimmy Butler. I said Bam. It's not his. I understand why he's looking around. Oh,
so you blame this on Bam and his relationship?
I blame this on Pat. Pat didn't, Pat always ends. They always end frosty. He's cutthroat.
You do know that for 6 months, at least once or twice a week, you enter that man's court.
Of course,
because you're taking shots at him.
Not taking shots.
Hey,
not taking
Let
shots.
me tell you something. I don't think you realize, and I'm gonna say this, what kind of man Pat Riley is. Pat Riley has already stated his intentions.
Sure did.
And I would say this. If he did that with D Wade.
And he gave him 3 titles.
Right.
Yep.
So what is your ultimatum?
Here's what I got to get to. If I have to realize something is coming to an end, or maybe it's not going to work out the way that I thought it was, maybe I got to start looking at other things. That brings us to De'Aaron Fox, who yesterday was on the Draymond Green show. And Draymond Green, who is got his podcast represented by one Rich Paul, and of course, who was also represented by Rich Paul?
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox. Well, De'Aaron Fox, Draymond Green just happened to ask him the innocent question, "Hey, Foxy, why didn't you sign the extension with the Kings?"
Oh, but we already knew this.
Well, let's hear it from the horse.
Why are you bringing up?
It's not.
It's
we want to hear it from De'Aaron.
We want to hear it from the horse's mouth, dude. Here it is, right. De'Aaron Fox.
What was the motivation for you to pass on the extension? Essentially, continuing to bet on yourself, but to pass on that amount of money and just play the season out.
For me, man, it has all to do with just the team, the organization. Where are we going? I want to make sure that we're in a position to try to win in the future, because that's ultimately what I want to do. Like, I know make enough money, regardless of where I play or what I do. Like I'm gonna be fine, unless God forbid, knock on wood, that you have a career in injury. But aside from that, like I feel like I'm continuing to get better as a player every year. But for me, are we looking like we're continuing to get better year after year, and are we going to be able to compete at a high level? And that's all mine is. Like, if we can show that this year, like, you sign an extension now. If not, like, obviously I still have another year, but that's where my mindset is. At some point, will we be able to compete for a championship or really compete at a high level for a long time? And that's where I'm at.
You at that stage.
I love the city. Like, I love being here. I've raised my family here. We got our grandparent there, or the kids' grandparents here. Like, I would love to be here and retire here. Play. I mean, how many people can say they played in one organization for their whole career? Like, I want to be a part of that select few people. But at the end of the day, I also want to win.
Oh, at the end of the day, all those things would be nice. But what the Fox say? Get me out of here now.
Well, first of all, that wouldn't happen until next year anyway.
It happened in the summer.
So, like,
what do you want? You want De'Aaron or you want Ant-Man? Which animal do you want? You want the ant or you want the fox? You can't have both.
I don't think Ant-Man's going anywhere for a while. He's too young.
Can I just say this?
What?
And I mean this with all due respect.
Sure.
You're exhausting.
How am I exhausting?
You're so exhausting.
I don't understand. How am I exhausting?
What does that have to do with the Heat?
The Heat are about to, probably end their time with Jimmy Butler.
So, can I ask you a question? This is a fair and honest question.
Yep.
Who's closer to winning, the Heat or De'Aaron Fox where he is?
Probably the Heat.
You think so?
Well, they've only gotten worse since Sabonis has gotten there, when they had that run where they were third in the West. And they're not that anymore. Like, their cute little story, their cute little run where you probably thought momentum was building off of that. Yeah, they're not that anymore.
But neither are the Heat.
They're under 500.
I'm saying you're making it sound like that when these players look at, I want a chance to win a title, that of all the options, the Miami Heat are number one.
It's not always that, but here's the thing that you have to realize, okay? And I understand what you're saying, like, would I want to go hop on the number one contender and all that? Okay, that's fine. Obviously, that's not there for him. I mean, the Cavs are pretty set on their guys. The Celtics are pretty set on their guys. But here's the difference on that: the Heat are going to have a hole open and money to spend on somebody and moves to make to get somebody. He's very, very close with the Heat center in Bam Adebayo. He is. And
did you listen to what he said?
I love how you always.
They're gonna be friends regardless,
dude.
My question is, I'm going by what he said, and I'm asking you, okay, based on what he said and all the options that may be out there, that what he said, is that in line where the Heat are right now?
If he feels like he's a top 10 scorer and he joins Bam and Tyler, you don't think that he could think that? Because you've already kind of taken the spin around the block on the Kings team.
No, I can I can
Okay, so that's
but if
that's the attraction there.
But if that's what he's thinking, why can't he think that where he is?
I would say here's what I think is a big thing.
Because look at
Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why before you give me another? Can I ask you? Here's why. You've been there your whole career, right? You're a top 10 scorer in the NBA. But who do people think about when they think about the Kings now? Who's the face of the franchise?
It's not. Don't say Sabonis.
It is Sabonis.
Not Sabonis.
It is Sabonis.
No,
everybody who talks about the Kings talks. Sabonis.
That's only because you've been watching that five.
Leroy. It is the truth. Everybody on that team, everybody who talks about the Kings now, Sabonis is his franchise. Sabonis, we're going to unretire numbers for DeMontis.
Are you only saying that to make your point?
I'm saying that
because he's doing that to make his point.
Did you ask me a question if in a sports radio discussion, did I say that to make my point? What do you think
It's always going to be waver in his way. Of course he's going to make
you guys Vlad, you would disagree with that?
What?
You don't think that Sabonis gets more national love than De'Aaron Fox?
No, he doesn't.
100%.
No, he doesn't.
That's an argument? Leroy, you think that? I mean, come on. Who have you heard more talk about? Who gets more love?
When you talk about that team, you say De'Aaron Fox first.
No way, dude. No way. Not nationally.
I can make an argument that it's De'Aaron and then DeMar DeRozan than Sabonis.
I didn't even know DeMar DeRozan was there.
Exactly.
The who?
But
who was his name?
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. I don't know what he just said. I'll edit that. I'll listen to that and during the break. But I like where you're going there. I like it. This is very WWE, and I love it. Tobin, put a wedge. Start dropping a little now.
If you're Rich Paul and you have
his head, put a little seed in his head, and then let it grow and fester the seed.
Let's think about it. Let's think about this, Vlad. Rich Paul, who's had a frosty relationship in the past with the Heat, Clutch and the Heat, not great.
Squashed that beef over the last 3 years. It's been squashed.
It is less frosty. They have a Clutch player on the team now, and Alec Burks. Apparently, Clutch did a little bit of the negotiating with the Heat's uniform deal. All of a sudden, there's this Clutch bridge with the Miami Heat. And what is Rich Paul known for? Let me get Anthony Davis out of New Orleans. Let me get LeBron out of Cleveland. Let me get Fox out of Sacramento. He's always got eyes on something else. If you want to dismiss it. But I found it very interesting. Could you play that other clip from Draymond Green? There was another clip.
Yes.
And just this seemed to me like Draymond Green was letting it be known. Your agent's going to take care of you. Because he said your agent's going to put you in the best position. Our agent, Rich Paul. Here's Draymond. Here was De'Aaron Fox and Draymond.
You want that window. You want that chance, man. And, I think you got to put yourself in the best situation at all times, especially when you're in the prime of your career.
I'm coming up on those years. So,
yeah.
They know I'm going to give all I got, but at the end of the day, brother, organization also got to give all they got. So that's where we are right now.
I respect you holding them to the end of the bargain as well, because most guys in your position these days, they don't. They just do whatever it is that, and then a lot of them have agents that aren't willing to take that risk. A lot of them have agents that's like, yo, you should sign this extension because of the money. Yeah. I know from experience you have an agent that's like, no, this got to make sense for you. Right? And if this don't make sense for you, it is my duty and obligation to advise you to do what makes sense for you. Right. Because we in a position, we getting the money, you know what I'm saying? But there's a certain standard that should be upheld from organizations when you're talking star players.
Wow.
All of a sudden now, Tobin wants to hear the gospel of
he makes a point. He makes a point. He makes a point.
The book of Draymond is gospel now.
The guy's got a point. The guy's got a point.
All of a sudden, Draymond, who's punching guys in the in the Netherlands, he's
Yeah, but what happened? But what happened to that guy sent to the Netherlands? He got banished to Washington.
It was a smart move. I ain't gonna lie.
He really that guy. I mean, that's one of the craziest things ever.
I don't think he was wrong for punching him in the face. To be quite honest.
Did you see how far he went flying? It was way too much.
But I can understand. Like he's got that. Jordan Poole, to me, I know it's wrong, but was it really wrong? Like, did you see Jordan Poole? Did you see his play like the other day where he lost the defender, and then instead of going for the basket, he wanted to showboat, and then they didn't score?
He now plays basketball like a globetrotter. Like,
Absolutely.
He's not going there to win games. He's like, what can I do for fun today, baby? I'm a wizard.
I'm sorry. He is the epitome of they should have never given you money. Yeah, that's what happens when you give a hothead money. They should have never given you the money. Yeah, he's the epitome of that. But back to your De'Aaron Fox thing, you are only going to say anything to put a wedge in between the Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox, and all of a sudden now Rich Paul is your favorite agent.
I didn't have to put a wedge. I didn't have to put a wedge. The words were said. All I did was sit back and listen. I haven't put a spin on it. I'm just listening to the words for what they are.
You haven't put a spin on it.
I haven't put a spin on it.
You've put a Miami Heat spin on this whole thing.
I'm just connecting dots, baby. I'm just sitting here.
What dots?
I'm just sitting
exactly. So why would you say that you're just out here listening? You're
I'm just listening.
Dots.
What dots are you connecting?
See, if you guys say spinning, it's like I'm going to Art Basel and being like, "What is that picture? Is that a horse or is that a rabbit?"
That's what
all I did is I'm sitting. All I'm doing right now is I'm sitting at the Denny's menu doing the puzzles, connecting dots. Oh, what does that look like?
This is you. This is
Fox.
Yeah.
J-Fig, have I taken? Let me ask you this: have I really taken an egregious leap here?
Yes.
Yeah.
How? Do tell how.
No, you did, because she texted me earlier, 20 minutes into the show, that all of a sudden Tobin's forgetting salary cap. He's forgetting what did you tell me, Jay? Oh, here it goes. Dude,
What did I say? I say a lot of
nobody
things.
believes a salary cap doesn't exist, and it's just a suggestion, and that anything can happen, because if he thinks it, it's gonna happen.
If they trade Jimmy, they'll have room.
Trade Jimmy to where?
Or if he just walks, contract gone. That's okay. You guys can call me a spin artist all you want. I'm just sitting here connecting dots.
And the way Derek Fox is and his agent is, they'll do a sign and trade.
Yeah, that's all Rich Paul does. He doesn't want to hurt the other team.
He don't want to lose. He don't want to lose that extra year.
So yeah, he always does sign and trade. LeBron was a sign and trade. Anthony Davis was a sign and trade. Ben Simmons was a sign and trade. Like, most of his clients are usually sign and trades.
Oh yeah, he did have Ben Simmons. Oof.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he knew it was Ben Simmons now. Jimmy's agent.
So I think you're reaching here. Like, people can't, like, I think the way he gave that message, right, was no more than putting Sacramento on notice. Like, this is where I am with this whole situation, right? Show me that you're as committed as I am. That's it. It ain't like, oh, I want to go play for somewhere else. He just said, I want to play for a championship. Okay. Now, my question to you, and this is what I still like, you making it sound like any player who's free and available, their best option to win is Miami. And all I say to you is this: they don't always think like that. You think like that because you're a Heat guy. With all the teams in this league, right? Who's to say De'Aaron Fox say, hey, go work something out in New York? Who's to say De'Aaron Fox is like, ooh, go work something out in Houston? Who's to say, there's a lot of teams on the up and coming that he could go there and actually compete. How do you know he's not saying, you know what? If I have my choice, I'd rather be on the Western Conference.
Yeah, what if he said, Tobin, what if he says he wants to go to LA? He wants to play for the Lakers.
Right.
Maybe he does. Maybe he does.
But I'm just saying, you took a lot of liberties and made a lot of assumptions with his words that I'm saying, wait a minute, what gave you the...
Well, there's a relationship there, though. I mean, there's an obvious relationship there.
Okay, but yeah, Bam has a relationship with a lot of people that aren't playing.
Nah, he was a groomsman at his wedding, dude. This is different. This is different. It is. It's okay.
Which brings me to a point. If he were to come based on what he's saying, and that's all I'm going about, what he's saying. If he ended up with the Heat, would you question his motives behind what he said? Because as of right now, right, you think the Heat are in the best position to win?
Right now? I mean, like, we'll see. We'll see where they're at. But, like, if I'm gonna pair up with
we're talking about right now though. We don't.
Okay,
know
but he's gonna go pair up with the top 3 center in the league.
Who's the top 3 center in the league?
Bam.
You sure about that?
Name him.
Joker.
Cool.
Anthony Davis. Anthony.
Yeah, you can put Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis. Embiid is hurt, so we're not counting Embiid.
Yeah.
You can count Embiid.
Oh, then we count Embiid. That's 3 right there.
Count him if you want to.
Oh, you know who's playing better than your man right now? Karl Anthony Towns.
I'll give Karl Anthony Towns. Okay,
That's
so at worst, the
right
top
there.
5.
Oh, now, yeah, we're now.
At worst, the top 5. But I would still take Bam over Karl Anthony Towns.
Are we going to include Giannis?
No,
he's not a center, but all he
he's
does
not a
is play in
center.
the paint.
Nah, Brooke
He's
plays
not
the
a center,
floor.
dude.
Brooke
Right.
plays the floor. I would take Bam over him, but right now he's playing a little bit better than Bam. Jared Allen is playing better than Bam right now.
Oh, get out of here! He just cooked Jared Allen.
What?
Cooked him, and then left him with some leftovers on the way out of the arena. Patted him on the cheek.
And and I just saw
See you later.
Durant do that for the 3rd time against
Dude's come on, dude. He's a role player. What are you doing?
Okay, but
What are we
Durant just
doing?
did that. I just saw Durant just abuse Bam for a 2nd straight game. How about
Duran?
that? Yeah, whatever that guy.
Abuse. I mean, the man he abused was Kevin Love.
Well, I do remember that the alley-oop game winner was on Bam.
The one where Terry Rozier froze him up. Yeah, it was a great job by him.
Yeah, and then and then the 2nd game, which was this past week. Yeah. So it happens.
Okay,
Guys,
well,
But Bam is not a. You're making him a top 3 center, and I'm saying he's not a.
He's
center.
a 4. We know he should play.
You can say that all you want, and we can want it all we want, but the facts are the facts with what the Heat play him, Leroy.
No, it's not the facts of the fact. It's the SPO is the SPO.
Like it is what it is. Like we keep saying things that aren't what they are. Like you keep saying, "Oh, he's a power forward." He's not a power forward. When he plays power forward, we can talk about it.
I just I get what you're saying, but you always skew this towards the Heat having everything, and I don't know if everybody sees it the way you do. And that's the thing that I'm trying to emphasize. When somebody says I want to go to a winner, how many people are saying I want to go to Miami?
I mean, Damian Lillard did last year.
But
It was literally his top choice to go to the Heat. It was his only choice.
Right. And where is
So what is so now a year removed? Like you think that's just gone now?
No, but I'm.
Well, wait a minute now. Now that he's won an NBA Cup, was it a bad trade then? So far?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's what he was gunning for. The NBA Cup.
I mean, Miami hasn't won an NBA Cup, but Milwaukee did.
It's fair. I guess you got me boxed in. Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. We got some Heat Nets tickets to give away before the end of today's show. Well, let's get to 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored, brought to you by your Southern Lexus dealers. The Lexus December to Remember sales event is why you stay on the nice list. Find yours and get offers on select models, but only for a limited time now through January 2nd. Make it a December to remember. And Game Day Uncensored comes your way at noon this Sunday for Dolphins and 49ers. Mike McDaniel speaking to the media today, Leroy. This is from the Miami Herald. He says Grant DuBose will fly home from Houston to South Florida on Wednesday. He continues to recover well, according to Mike McDaniel, so that's great news.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. That was scary because when you go to hooking up equipment to him on the field, yeah, that even for me, that was terrifying.
He was asked at his press conference today about Tyreek Hill's tweet, "It's time for me to go, coach." And Mike McDaniel, the rascal that he is, he says, "I'm reading this as if he's talking about coaching. There's no comma. He's in great spirits in the locker room." Okay. Maybe.
Like, you're the only one that always reads all of this.
That's got 2 million tweets, but I'm the only one to read into it. You're right.
No, so that means that, okay, so you're more in line with everybody. Everybody that read the tweet is commenting like you?
Yeah, dude, they are. You think they're all talking about him being the next Teddy Bridgewater?
No, what?
By the way, Teddy wants to come back.
Shout out to Teddy. He deserves it. Somebody should pick him up.
I'm just like, I just don't like knowing how Tyreek tweets and knowing that he's a troll. Why do you always take the worst thing that can mean when you know he's a troll?
I'm not taking it as the worst time that he could take.
You're not?
No.
That's what you've been saying the whole time.
It's literally not, dude. It's not what I said. What I said was, is it the time to tweet something like that? That's what I said. Is it the time to troll in a week like this? I'm not saying that Tyreek Hill's actively asking him for to go. Yes, Leroy. And is it the time? Leroy? Is it the time to troll?
Yes, that's when trolls do it.
Okay.
Is it not? That's the whole definition of a troll.
Dude, he's not Jake Paul. He's not Jake Paul. He's not a YouTuber.
When the whole point of trolling is doing it when you probably should keep your Twitter thumbs down.
I agree with Leroy. That's the definition of a troll.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure set you off your tracks.
No. Tobin, you lost.
I'm definitely not the only person who took it that way. Why did you? Let me ask you something. Can I ask you guys something? No.
On that tweet are out there trying to find better ways to translate it. They're trying to be more positive.
There's nobody. There's JFig. No, they're not. The thing doesn't get
reading them.
JFig. It got a Bleacher Report notification. Why? Because Tyreek Hill wanted to go coach.
He's trolling.
Not asking that, Leroy. What did the reaction get, Jennifer?
Did it get? No. You know what? I'm sorry. You want to say this? Fine. But when he was trolling last year and it was all
has
good.
Nothing to do with that, then, Vlad. No, I'm talking about
same energy. You got to keep the same energy.
Let me ask you something. Who in life keeps the same energy under the same situations? Like, you don't think circumstances change things? Like, are you guys grown-ups? I don't understand.
A troll is a troll. A troll will troll no matter what the circumstances are, and people you eat it up.
Do you forget that Jimmy Butler does this all the time too?
Yes,
just
his favorite players all do that, and
right.
And you know what's happening? He's realizing that his favorite players might be gone in 2025.
Jimmy not only sends out cryptic tweets, but wears different color shoes and different color hair.
He was doing that to mock the reports, though.
Yep.
Also, how many times did Tyler Hero also continuously tweet?
Isn't that what trolling is?
Hold on. You guys don't think there's a difference between Tyler Hero tweeting in the summer about trade rumors? You don't think there's a difference in that between the week after you blow a game and get bounced from the playoffs? You don't think there's any difference in that?
I mean,
as a professional, you don't think there's any difference in that?
Is it any different than hovering around 500 and wearing the colors of different teams?
It is when you're making fun of a report for being false.
You're doing semantics.
I'm not doing semantics. You are.
Trolls troll.
All right. I mean, I just like, it's kind of a crazy thing to me.
You're taking the circumstances of which they are trolling to determine which one is acceptable. And I'm telling you, trolls troll. That's it.
Okay.
So, like, whether it's Tyreek or it's Jimmy or it's whatever, they're trolling you.
Let me ask you this.
You're hook, line.
Let me ask you this.
Fast on the line.
Let me ask you. Well, Leroy, I'm not hook, line, and sinker because I obviously don't think that he's demanding a trade on Twitter right now.
Right. Okay.
But what I'm saying, I don't think that. I'm asking is at the time. Let me ask you this. When it comes across his desk today, when he meets with the media relations director and says, hey, you're going to be asked about this, do you think that Mike McDaniel laughs or in the midst of them being where they are in the season, he rolls his eyes? What do you think his reaction was?
I think he laughs.
Okay.
Because
I disagree
he knows Tyreek is a troll.
I disagree with you. I think he probably goes,
all right. But here, why are you reacting this way from Tyreek being Tyreek? If Tyreek is being consistent with who he has been since he got here, then that's a you problem. He's being who he is.
I would say it's kind of a him problem.
He's being who he's been.
You do it after the game you just had?
That's who he's been.
You think his boss found that funny?
It doesn't matter. That's who he's been.
It does though, dude.
Time out. Wasn't he not doing that after he got arrested after week 1? Wasn't he doing the same thing? Trolling?
Did he? It felt like he got. I feel like he made a pretty big speech about it at a podium about it and how he was going to try and bridge gaps and the guy should have gotten fired. I didn't think that he found that too funny.
But he was still trolling afterwards. He was still trolling. He was being Tyreek. The fact of the matter is, you're upset with him being Tyreek now when you're losing. But you had no problem him being Tyreek when you were winning or last year.
Okay, so Vlad, you haven't gotten more exhausted by Aaron Rodgers the more the Jets have lost.
No, I haven't because I know who he is.
Come on, like don't be disingenuous. You haven't gotten sick of the Aaron Rodgers gimmick, him going on McAfee, him doing his documentary.
He's been going to McAfee 3 years. He was going to McAfee when he was in Green Bay.
I have a hard time believing that, dude.
Somebody, listen. I can't be upset with somebody when they are who they are. If somebody's been an a-hole and they continue being an a-hole, I can't be upset when they do an a-hole thing because guess what? They've shown me a consistency of being an a-hole. So if somebody's a troll and it's being a troll and it's shown me for years that they're a troll, I can't be upset when.
Here's to the three people who never look at anybody's flaws. The three of you guys.
Things are good or things are bad.
Wait. See, I love the way you take a circumstance and a situation and say, here's to the three people that think this.
Because I don't think you guys are being real about it. I don't think you guys genuinely feel that way.
You're not. Here's why you're not being real. Because Tyreek has done nothing different than he has done since the second he became a Miami Dolphin or even when he was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Right? Because they are losing, you have more of a problem with it. That's not a Tyreek problem. That is a you problem.
It kind of is though, dude. Like you gotta have that realization about it. But any grown-up should.
Is he being who he's
Leroy,
always been?
Well, let me ask you something.
Who he's always been?
Let me tell you something. If you and I had a show today where we just were spouting the F word out on the air nonstop, do you think that's the time to go make jokes to our program director?
No, but that's not who we've been. If we have been,
we are the hijinks show. That's what we are.
No, but not.
Right.
No,
right.
but
Tobin,
no.
I'm happy you said that because I can't believe you, King of Silly Sauce, all of a sudden wants to be mature.
But I wouldn't do it to my boss after I failed.
Tobin,
do you understand that?
How many times have you said to me? How many times have you said to me? I'm just being silly, baby. That's what they expect.
So all of a
Just
sudden,
having a little fun.
Yes, just having a little fun.
What situations am I doing that in? Am I doing it after grand failure?
No, but we're not doing stuff like that. You're setting up an extreme situation to try to justify all of the stuff we've talked about. Here's the deal. Tyreek has been known as a troll. Now you're trying to rein in the situations in which he trolls. And I'm saying that's your fault. You know he's a troll. He's going to troll whenever. Same thing with Jimmy. You like
also,
Jimmy.
why are we ignoring the tweet that he has afterwards that says, I might get my first gray hair this year? That kind of already gives you the little mindset that this man is trolling.
But JFig, I know he's trolling.
Then
You guys
what
are
do
you guys like nobody here thinks that nobody here
arguing?
has argued that he really is asking out. I'm saying, hey, dude, not the week to tweet after you just did that and the tweet that and the games that you guys just had. We got to take a break. Like, we got to take a break. I swear to God. I'll let you finish. We got to take a Leroy. We got to take a break, dude. I swear to God, I'll let you finish. But we got to take a break, dude. I got to get 2 more breaks in. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here briefly because we got to get to the next show.
I have the perfect message for you.
From?
It comes from one Dade South.
Okay.
Asking Tyreek to know time and place is like asking Wile E. Coyote to realize he'll never catch the Roadrunner.
Point for Twitcher.
You know exactly who Tyreek is.
Just get two hands on the ball. You'll catch the ball, dude. You're so strong with your thumbs. You got so many things to say. Why are you giving up interceptions, dude? All this talk. Hold on to the football. You embarrassed everybody. And by the way, you're not beating the washed allegations. All right? You know how many people I got to bat off with a stick every single week? Because people are calling you washed, and now you want to sit here and you want to tweet away? Why don't you hold on to the football there, cheetah?
Hey, now the truth is out. There we go. This is what we've been waiting for.
Sitting there. What should I do today? What should I do today? Should I tweet?
So, like,
look at
Jimmy,
me. Look at me.
Jimmy did all that trolling, but he went and scored 35 and had 16 rebounds.
Goddamn right. You goddamn right that he did. You're goddamn right he did.
Jimmy's is coming in a month. Don't worry. Jimmy's Tyreek?
Never.
It's coming in a month.
Never.
Hey,
Never happened.
All right.
Hey, didn't even not
Jimmy
say about
Butler.
that about Tyreek.
Let me tell you something about Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, and I've been firm on this. That dude is solid with me. Okay? I've made my point. When everybody else didn't want to pay him, I wanted to pay him. That dude's rock solid with me. Cheetah, what have you done?
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Those two unbelievable years set records in receiving yards.
Where is he in December? What happens? Do cheetahs hibernate in September? December? Never see him. When the weather's cold,
you know
the
what
Legarius Sneed.
Got cold the last couple of years? Skylar Thompson.
That was one time, dude. One Skylar Thompson game he had to go through.
Okay.
All right, that's the end of our show today, everybody.
Thank God. You insufferable.